Get up, you son of a bitch! Cause Punch Drunk loves ya.
This is Punch Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazón, aka El Borracho, aka El Café Bustelo, aka El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this side of heaven. God bless you all. Ay, my goodness. Somebody's in trouble September 13th. Somebody is in trouble, I say. Ay. Ladies and gentlemen, I already told y'all my prediction to the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is that Canelo Alvarez is going to whoop Terence Crawford from pillar to post. That Canelo Alvarez is going to beat up Terence Crawford so bad, he's going to make him speaking Spanish in between the rounds of Bomac. Oh my God, este tigre me dios duros, Bomac. Hey, yo, bud, you speaking Spanish to me. Tú no me estás entendiendo, Bomac. Tú no me estás entendiendo. Give me instructions. Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen. Canelo Alvarez. This is before we know that Jerome Boost Ennis, the former unified welterweight champion of the world, the phenom in the welterweight division, now going to be campaigning in the junior middleweight division, 154-pound division, a stacked division, one of the most stacked division and challenging division in the sport of boxing. He's going to be fighting Lima, I believe, is going to be in October. I've been telling y'all folks that this was a mismatch, Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. But I understand. Y'all see the names. Y'all see the accomplishments. Y'all see the greatness of Terence Crawford. You have seen the greatness of Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, the 4th division world champion, super middleweight undisputed, El Rey de Boxeo, the face of boxing, one of the best resume of this generation, or probably the best resume of this generation, been holding boxing down in North America, especially on his shoulder for years and years and years, especially post Floyd Mayweather. Canelo Alvarez been holding it down. AKA King Nelo, AKA Carte, AKA Cashner, AKA Baby, AKA get the fuck out of here, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what great fighters do. I expect nothing less from Canelo Alvarez, not in this fight, nor the expectation when he go in preparation for a fight. I expect nothing less. See, at Canelo Alvarez, you see him, he got all the money in the world. Why is Canelo Alvarez still fighting, man? He already got it all. Ain't nobody really there for him. In all actuality, we would like to see a Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. We would like to see him get his get back versus Dimitri Bivol. But in all reality, ladies and gentlemen, Canelo Alvarez doesn't have that iconic opponent, you know what I'm saying, that goes legacy for legacy. You know what I'm saying? Icon versus icon. Face of boxing versus face of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Where if he loses or if he wins, he's going to get masterful credit, right? But let's be real. I want to see the David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez, but let's be real. Let's be honest. David Benavidez is not in that type of level like it was with Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Mayweather, the 5th division world champion, beating champions after champions, former champions after former champions, the face of boxing. Manny Pacquiao, one of the face of boxing, the 8th division world champion, 5-time lineal, 12-time world champion, the ambassador, the senator, the humanitarian, the greatest carrier of them all, the GOAT, Manny Pacquiao. That wasn't that. They ain't even Oscar de la Hoya versus Tito Trinidad, Oscar de la Hoya versus Shane Mosley. That is not that. It's not that. We just felt that, you know what? Canelo Alvarez is still fighting, still active. We want to see him in the fight versus a guy that perception is that's going to give him is going to give him a run for his money. But in all actuality, Canelo Alvarez already done enough. Canelo Alvarez done enough, just like Roy Jones Jr. did when he beat John Ruiz and went to the heavyweight division. It was nothing left for Roy Jones Jr. But to come down, there was nothing left. He had to come back down to the light heavyweight division, fight Antonio Salva. He beat him in the first fight. It was nothing left. And then he fought him again and got knocked out. And then he fought Glenn Johnson, get knocked out. And then his legacy took a hit. His legacy took a hit. Even Canelo Alvarez losing to Dimitri Bivol, his legacy have not taken a hit. And he's making sure that his legacy is not going to be taking a hit now. Because Canelo Alvarez is not doing what some fighters do out there. Some fighters out there, they get their little camp fee. And they put that camp fee in their pockets. And they give little camp fee to their family, to their friends. They do whatever they want to do with camp fee. They finagle the promoters as well. Just like the promoters finagle the networks, the fighters sometimes finagle the promoters. They get their little camp fee. It could be 150, 100K, 90K, 250K, 200K, depending on the opponent, depending on the magnitude of the fight. You know what I'm saying? They get the weak sparring partners because they want to put that money in, you know what I'm saying? They want to put that money in their pocket. And I'm not saying it's all week when they get National Golden Glove winners, amateurs and stuff like that to prepare them to sharpen up their tools. But let me tell you like this, what great fighters like Canelo Alvarez do. Let me tell you something like how Floyd Mayweather do. Let me tell you like Evander Holyfield, Manny Pacquiao do. They don't cut corners. And there's a reason why Canelo Alvarez is at where he's at. With the resume that he has. Is a reason why Floyd Mayweather reached to the level that he's at. Is a reason why Evander Holyfield reached the level where he's at. And certain great fighters, but I'm going to keep it where I'm going to let you know these names. Because what you see today on your screen, you know what I'm saying? Give me a second. Let me put it right here. Smash that like button, baby, like if you was smashing your shorty tonight. If you ain't smashing nothing tonight, at least smash the like button. You can tell the homies that you smash something tonight. We're going to have some education here, folks. Some education. Ladies and gentlemen, this image is not going to happen September 13th, ladies and gentlemen. This image is not going to happen September 13th, ladies and gentlemen. Canelo Alvarez, if you, hey, yo, folks, listen to me, damn it. Listen to me, damn it. If you are those folks that said that Terence Crawford is not going to fight like William Starr. No, Terence Crawford is not going to be tentative and not approach the fight and try to survive like Jamel Charlo. That Terence Crawford is a dog. Terence Crawford is a pit bull. Terence Crawford is un perro. If Terence Crawford brings that dog, right? He brings that dog to the Canelo Alvarez fight. If he brings the if he brings DMX and my dog's bite, Chica, my nigga, rhyme all night. If he brings the dog, if he brings the perro, if he brings out who let the dogs out, if he brings that dog that everybody says that Terence Crawford got him, hey, yo, Buck Crawford is a dog. He ain't gonna fight like William Skull. He ain't gonna try to survive like Jamel Charlo. They saying that, hey, yo, Buck Crawford is gonna fight like Thomas Hearns and Hagler. Oh, and if Terence Crawford comes out with that dog, the lion of Canelo Alvarez is gonna rip that dog apart. All legs, all limbs, all heart, all spine. I'm telling you right now, I want Buck Crawford to bring that dog out of him because Canelo Alvarez is going to beat him to the pulp. Remember my words. I dare Buck Crawford to come out with that dog because the tiger, the lion, the bear is going to come at Canelo Alvarez and going to rip up Buck Crawford from limb to limb. Ladies and gentlemen, if Buck Crawford brings that dog you talking about to you, Buck Crawford may be a dog. But for Canelo Alvarez, Buck Crawford ain't nothing but a Yorkie. Nothing but a Chihuahua. That's how Canelo Alvarez look at Buck Crawford. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Energy, the best voice in boxing. Punch One Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Woo! Shot himself. Where are the Buck Crawford fans right now? Tell me I ain't gonna come and beat him. You tell me what he could do to Canelo. He can't hurt Canelo. He can't hurt Canelo. You know it and I know it. You must be the biggest Canelo Alvarez hater. You still, that shit won't even come out your mouth. He gonna hurt Canelo. He gonna drop Canelo. He's gonna stop Canelo. Those shit that can't come out your mouth. You're a liar. You's a liar. If he ain't gonna fight like that, you tell me how Bud Crawford gonna fight. He gonna take it to Canelo. I dare him. I want him to. Yes, take it to Canelo, Bud Crawford. Take it. And you gonna end up in the hospital, in the ER. Ladies and gentlemen, they say all money ain't good money. And let me tell you like this. If Bud Crawford tiene los cojones, la bola, lo grano, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know Spanish, that means balls. It's one thing to sign for a fight. It's something to get in the ring to fight. But what type of approach is Crawford gonna do? What he gonna do? What the hell he gonna do, ladies and gentlemen? I've been seeing y'all. I've been seeing the people. I've been seeing the analysts. I've been seeing the pundits. I've been seeing the people with the power to pen to put people into the Hall of Fame. I've been seeing former fighter, current fighter, past fighter, future fighters saying that. Oh, Bud Crawford. I see trainers too. Oh, Bud Crawford is going. Bud Crawford ain't gonna do shit to Canelo. Okay. You ain't gonna fake me. You're not gonna buy my intellect. No. Do not further insult my intelligence. I don't like it. Reason why this fight is a masterful mismatch is because I know better. I'm a student of the game. I'm no failure. I don't cut class. I study and you study. Anybody that thinks that Bud Crawford will beat Canelo Alvarez, you are as delusional as those fiends at 125th and Lexington Ave, New York City, Harlem. Shout out to the fiends. You can't even put those words together. Bud is going to stop. Bud Crawford's going to stop. Bud Crawford's going to knock out. Bud Crawford's going to TKO. You can't put those words together. Okay, Bud Crawford gonna stop Canelo. Bud Crawford gonna TKO Canelo. Bud Crawford's gonna teach Bud Canelo Alvarez a lesson. You think that Canelo Alvarez just woke up and started boxing? You think that Canelo Alvarez, man, the disrespect of breakdowns that I see with this Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford, the disrespect. Like if he's a heavy bag with two arms. Like if he don't got no good, he might not be the most athletic fighter in the world, but he's in the right place at the right time in the same position at the right place at the right time. I don't give a damn if you can move. Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders has some good legs. Caleb Plant has some good legs. Jamel Charlo has some good legs. Williams got all the legs. we seen Lara. We seen these fights. We seen fighters with legs. Canelo Alvarez catches up. Yeah, that fighter that is a stationary fighter. Yeah, that guy that y'all said got no legs. Oh, Canelo Alvarez got movement. Canelo Alvarez doesn't care about the movement. He will catch up to you. Unless if you run your ass off like William Skull and Canelo Alvarez, hey, go to run a marathon. I'm going to win it right here. I'm going to win easy. Go ahead, William Skull. Run. I ain't going to be chasing you. Like that's running. That's not even boxing. But if you use your footwork in boxing terminology, Canelo is going to catch up. Canelo got power. He might not be Kid Dynamite Mike Tyson, but tell any of his opponent what type of power Canelo Alvarez have. Tell any one of his opponent what kind of chin Canelo Alvarez have. Tell anyone of his opponent when they be like, yo, what's the misconception about Canelo Alvarez? What surprised you about Canelo Alvarez? Oh, his speed. Oh, you think that Canelo Alvarez is slow? You think that Canelo Alvarez doesn't know how to scientifically break you down? Hit you in the hips, hit you in the my man will beat you up just hitting you in the hips and hitting you in the arms by the 9th and 10th round. You're gonna be paralyzed. How many times you seen Bud Crawford in the 11th round of the 12th round bout? How many times you seen Bud Crawford in the 11th and the 12th round? Because Canelo Alvarez, oh man, he's huffing and puffing all the way to the 12th round. Oh yeah, he's a 12-round genius. He's a 12-round science. He's a 12-round scientificasios. Whatever that word is. But y'all say that Bud is not gonna fight like the other guys that y'all say they didn't want to win. So what Bud Crawford's gonna do? He's gonna bring the fight. He's gonna bring the fight to Canelo. Talk to me. Is he gonna bring the fight to Canelo, you crackheads? I dare him. Bring the fight. Oh, but I'm not gonna say that he gonna go toe to toe. So what the fuck are you saying? If he ain't gonna go toe to toe, if he's not gonna run like William Skull, if he ain't gonna go for the gusto and take chances like Jamel Charlo, you tell me how he's gonna beat Canelo then. How is he gonna go for it? Well, you think that Canelo not gonna or you think, wait. But Floyd Mayweather did it. Bud Crawford ain't no damn Floyd Money Mayweather. Anytime you hear somebody say, well, Mayweather did it to Canelo, you smack him in the face just for disrespecting you. You stop him on the track. What are you talking about the Canelo? Don't ever compare no Mayweather to Crawford, all right? Mayweather and his resume speak for itself. Don't ever compare the defensive wizard. Don't compare Crawford to two guys. Pretty boy Floyd or Money Man. Don't compare neither. Because both is better. Bring them on. Money Man or Pretty Boy. Don't compare. Don't compare. Don't insult my intelligence. I don't give a damn about the promos. I don't give a damn about the promos. You ain't gonna fake me. I'm a student of the mother effing game. And the only people that want to see Bud Crawford win is because you're a type of person that y'all like to see the underdog win. Cool. You want to see something special. You may be boring into the sport of boxing and you want to see something special. Cool. You just want to see Bud Crawford accomplish something that nobody's ever accomplished in a 3-division undisputed world champion. Cool. But don't ever come to my channel or my way, on my circle, on my platforms, and tell me a prediction and a breakdown on how Bud is going to beat Canelo, because you can't break it down. You can't break it down. You can't break it down. Pick one. The disrespect that I hear in breakdowns of this fight is like Bud Crawford is everything and Canelo Alvarez is nothing. Usted están equivocado. Y'all think that Crawford is a defensive whiz? Shout out to Bud Crawford. He got tremendous skills. Tremendous skills. But it was Bud Crawford himself when Canelo Alvarez asked him, hey, yo, tell me the fighter. Tell me who you beat. And he said, Ricky Burns and Victor Postol. No me lo comparen con Floyd Mayweather. No me lo comparen con Canelo Alvarez. Oíste. Bud Crawford said to Canelo face, when Canelo asked him, who do you beat, motherfucker? Okay, who do you beat? I don't give a fuck. Tell me, you know who I beat. You know my resume. You know my accomplishment. Who the fuck do you beat? I don't know the fucking name. And Terence Crawford took a deep breath. Who did I beat? You telling me that Ricky Burns? You telling me that Victor Postol? Mira. That right there. That right there. Even Turkey Al-Sheikh said, oh, what the fuck did you say about Crawford? Oh, my shit. I've been dreaming about this fight. I got it ahead of myself. But Crawford, I'm just a spoiled little brat with a lot of money. And I saw that fight that what you did to Earl Spence, and I was mesmerized by it. But I really look at it. Canelo, I'm going to rip your ass, my chocolate thunder. I might go to fight off chocolate thunder. Hold my hand. Don't go to September 13th to Canelo Alvarez. I got ahead of myself. Chocolate thunder. Come on, Hold my hand, Chocolate Thunder. Do not go to September 13th. Don't go to Allegiant Stadium, my friend. Hold my hand, Chocolate Thunder. Canelo Alvarez is going. Canelo Alvarez, my cinnamon bun is going to beat you, my Chocolate Thunder. Smash that like button. Chocolate Thunder. Don't do it, Chocolate Thunder. I'm sorry. I shouldn't put this fight together, Chocolate Thunder. Hold my hand, Chocolate Thunder. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you what Canelo Alvarez did. Like other legendary fighters, they don't cut corners. They prepare for the best. They prepare for whatever. Let's put the picture up. Hold on. Shout out to Canelo Alvarez. We've been talking about how is Canelo Alvarez, how is going to be his preparation. Of course, not everybody going to tell what they do in camp. Canelo Alvarez has brought up Boots Ennis to prepare for Bud Crawford. And if anybody was saying, question, what is the perfect sparring partner for Canelo Alvarez to prepare for Bud Crawford? And boxing minds, if there was one person or two who will be the perfect out of all the fighters in the world, of every corner from Japan, Africa, Antarctica, from hell, heaven, Jupiter, Mars, America, the Caribbean, North Pole, South Pole. If I tell you, give me one opponent that could prepare Canelo for Terence Bud Crawford, out of any human, out of any fighter that comes to mind, Boots Ennis is the number one. Boots. And everybody knows it. The supporters and the haters of Canelo Alvarez knows it. Even the haters are looking at this picture. And I know look, I know some people are mad. Them people are angry. You know why? Because there's also, let's keep it real, let's keep it honest. We break it down unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it honest. Some of the people that got Bud winning are doing it, are just picking off emotions. Why? There are some people, and you know it and I know it, because I can see it in my comment section. Hey, yo, go follow me on TikTok as well. I can see it on my comment section on TikTok. I can see it on my comment section here. I can see when I talk about it in IG. Some of y'all are picking Bud Crawford for all the wrong reasons, and you know that. And I say every ethnicity does it. I know. But you picking Bud Crawford because he's black. You're not picking Bud Crawford because you think he's going to beat Canelo Alvarez. Some of the brothers are picking Bud Crawford because he's black. Not because you think he's better than Canelo Alvarez. Not because you think he's more accomplished than Canelo Alvarez. Not because you think he's going to hurt Canelo Alvarez. And I get it. I get it. I'm just being honest. And I want you to be honest with me. Because he's your brother. That's it. And Mexican versus black. A Mexican will pick a Mexican to Mexicans do it as well. Puerto Ricans do it as well. I know Puerto Ricans that know that maybe Xander Zayas ain't the one. But because he's Puerto Rican, they like Xander Zayas, they're gonna support him. Right? We understand why Canelo Alvarez chose to fight Edgar Berlanga. It's not because Edgar Berlanga had world titles. Not because Edgar Berlanga was on Canelo Alvarez's level. It was because Edgar Berlanga had a Puerto Rican following. And if you match up Mexican versus Puerto Rico, a tradition in the sport of a traditional rivalry in the sport of boxing, that's going to be lucrative. And that's why that fight was even more lucrative than even the William Skull fight. More lucrative than the Jamel Charlo fight, more lucrative than the John Ryder fight. The thing in the UK didn't buy it on Ryder, right? They didn't even believe in Ryder like that. So I understand. I'm not nitpicking. I'm not saying that is wrong. You know what I'm saying? People want to identify with others and they want to root for that other because they identify with Bud Crawford. They see Bud Crawford as a brother and they a brother. So I'm going to go for the black man. Always bet on black, right? Wesley Snipes. That's not going to save Bud Crawford. That's not going to save Bud Crawford. Shout out to my brother. Rapstar boxing out of the wood for the UK, London. Punch they have. Disrespected Canelo to the max. They have. Because like I said, to build for them, this is what they doing to y'all folks. Listen to me. This is what they doing to y'all folks. There's going to be channels out there. There's going to be pundits out there. There's going to be, fighters out there that has relations with Bud Crawford. Put it this way. I've spoken to several boxers, and I'm not going to say their name because the things is off the record, but there's several boxers that high-profile boxers that and I know, that I've spoken behind the scenes, that on camera, they like, if anybody would do it, it would be Bud, meaning beat Canelo Alvarez. Bud Crawford got a good chance and it's going to be tough and blah, blah, blah. When the camera is off and I'm discussing the fight with them, they say that Bud Crawford has no chance, that this is a stupid fight, and the Canelo Alvarez is going to whoop him. And I'm going to tell you more than 5 fighters behind the scenes. And I ain't even going to say their name because, you got to respect certain conversations and stuff like that. People know Crawford. People, they want to be, they want to be politically correct. Some of these guys want to act like this is a 50-50 fight because they're related. They want to get in cahoots with Turkey. They don't want to call out Turkey's matchmaking, right? They don't want to F up relations for a prediction because let me tell you like this about this community in boxing. There's a lot of emotional people. You could be cool with a fighter. As soon as you even predict that same fighter that you cool with is going to lose, that's it. They don't want to be your friend. That's it. In boxing, it's so emotional that you could critique a fighter's affiliation. No, you could, let's say, for example, this is an example. Boxing is so emotional. The people in boxing are so emotional. This is the most emotional human beings that you ever going to meet, the most emotional community that you ever going to meet. Let's say I'm critiquing Terence Bud Crawford. This is for example. But Keyshawn Davis is cool with Bud Crawford. Just because I'm critiquing Terence Bud Crawford, Keyshawn Davis don't want to fuck with me. That's how emotional it is in the sport. That's an example. That's an example. Right? That's how it is. So some people know the emotions of these fighters. If you pick, they don't want to do an interview, they don't want to do this, they don't want to F with you. They think that you a hater because you may pick Canelo out. So that's why these guys publicly, these 5+ fighters that I've spoken to that and I know, world champions, ex-world champions, have told me, first off, this is a dumb fight. This is a stupid fight. That they're just happy that Bud Crawford is getting the money for this fight. That's it. The same people that you hear on camera saying that, Bud Crawford, I think is a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, they say is a terrible fight. They think that Bud Crawford is going to get whooped by Canelo Alvarez. They think it's a very dangerous for Canelo Alvarez. It's a very dangerous fight for Terence Bud Crawford. But yeah, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, Canelo Alvarez, and for me, this is a masterful mismatch, a glorified exhibition, right? I understand. I understand why, and disrespectfully, is disrespect, why they have to pump up Bud Crawford so much and diminish Canelo Alvarez. Put it this way. This is Canelo Alvarez at 168 versus Bud Crawford. This is Canelo Alvarez right here. This is Bud Crawford at 168. They need to pump up Canelo. Bud Crawford. Downplay Canelo. Flat-footed fighter, declining, He doesn't got power anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like he's lazy in the ring. He don't want to fight nobody. He's on his way out and stuff like that. And pump up Bud Crawford. Oh, he's better. He's thing, footwork, all that. All that to bring this fight into a 50-50 fight, knowing that this is a mismatch. This is a mismatch, ladies and gentlemen. But since boxing doesn't give us anything that truly captivates the imagination, the emotions of the boxing fans in a positive way, they'll throw you this fight. And we're so thirsty. If we was getting the fight, if we was truly getting the best fight in the best, this fight will be exposed. If we was truly getting the best fight in the best at a consistent basis, I'm talking about, let's get T.O. Shakur, T.O. Hitchens, T.O. Haney, Tank, Haney, Shakur, T.O. Tank, Fundura Virgil, Boots Virgil, Benavidez Bivol, Benavidez Beterbiev, Benavidez Canelo. You know what I'm saying? In every respective division, if we was getting the best of the best consistently, we would look at this matchup, Canelo Alvarez and Bud. I said, what is this? Come on, man. That shit is whack, bro. If we was getting Canelo and Benavidez, Canelo and Bivol, Canelo and Beterbiev, while he's still daring to be great, right? And then we get Canelo Bud, we look at it like that. But if we getting Canelo Bud after Canelo Berlanga, Canelo Jaime Munguia, we downplaying our minds and say, you know what? I mean, I think that Bud deserves the fight. He deserves it more than no. It's not about deserving. Inoue is great. I think he got better skills than a lot of people in 130, 135, but I'm not going to put Inoue versus a Shakur Stevenson. I'm not going to put Inoue versus Lomachenko. No. Doesn't make sense. Now, anything could make business sense in the sport of boxing. A lot of people always say, but make it make sense. If it make money, anything could make money sense in boxing. If you put Drake versus Chris Brown in a boxing match, it's gonna sell. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we're as boxing fans truly in it for. Charlo versus Crawford, that's realistic. That's a fight. Jamel Charlo versus Terence Bud Crawford, that's a fight. That's a fight that's not insulting our intelligence as boxing fans. Bud versus Majrimov 2. That's a fight. That's not insulting the intelligence of the boxing fans. Bud versus Virgil. Bud versus Fundura. Hey, even Bud versus Errol Spence at 154. I know some of y'all gonna be like, hell no, man. Errol Spence got beaten up by Bud Crawford. So what? My Holyfield beat Mike Tyson in the first fight. They still got the rematch. I still respect. Put it this way. I'm not like these other people in the sport of boxing. I think it's most of them that just see somebody get beaten down and feel like they got to go in the back of the line, or I don't want to see a rematch. If you're a reigning undefeated champion, and undefeated, and you lose one time, I think you deserve your get back. If you're a reigning champion, not just became a champion off a vacant title, I'm talking about a real reigning champion like what Errol Spence was, right? If it was the other way around, if Bud Crawford would have lost like that from Errol Spence, and it was Bud that was like, yo, but man, I should have moved to 154. I'll be like, yo, see that fight again at 154. Why not? We seen rematches. We seen trilogies. Why not? Snowbird Bird. Shout out to all the members. Now, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, how smart Canelo Alvarez is and why he's great. And I'm not saying that Terence Bud Crawford is not great, but let me tell you the difference between Canelo Alvarez and the other great. Not the difference, but comparable to the other greats. This is what you do when you prepared like a Canelo Alvarez. And this is the reason why Canelo Alvarez is Canelo Alvarez. This is the reason why he has all the longevity. This is the reason why he could sleep on silk sheets and still be at the highest level, reigning like a champion like he is. This is the reason. Because Canelo Alvarez still prepares like a poor man. Canelo Alvarez still prepares like he got a chip on his shoulder. Canelo Alvarez still prepares like he got something to prove. And no money, not 50 mil, not 70 mil, not 100 mil ever changed that about Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez knows that the reason why they pushing Bud Crawford is because it's the imaginations of Turkey Al Sheikh. It's not a great fight, but Canelo Alvarez is telling the whole world this might be a stupid fight. Yeah, we're going to pocket Turkey Al Sheikh's money. But I'm going to be prideful in that ring. Oh, it ain't going to be easy. I'm going to make sure that Bud Crawford never even thinks about fighting again. Matter of fact, this is the type of fight that I say all money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. And if Bud Crawford brings that dog that y'all be talking about, I dare him to bring that dog, because Canelo Alvarez turns into a mother effing tiger, lions, and bear. Oh my. Bud Crawford ain't nothing but a Yorkie to Canelo Alvarez. And he's proven that in preparation. He's going for the gusto. He got Boots Ennis, the perfect sparring partner. And let me tell you how Canelo Alvarez has followed a trait of other great fighters. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this picture out. Let me take this picture out right quick. Why did Holyfield beat Iron Mike Tyson? Why did Holyfield beat Iron Mike Tyson? Yo, we even see Mike Tyson connected with a body shot, followed with an uppercut, and still Holyfield stood. How was his preparation? If back in the days, 1996, you would say, what is the perfect sparring partner for Mike Tyson? Why did Holyfield beat Mike Tyson? But how was his preparation? Evander Holyfield, to prepare for Mike Tyson, paid the most perfect sparring partner to sharpen his tools to prepare for Iron Mike Tyson. Evander Holyfield hired David Tua. It can't be no more perfect sparring partner for Evander Holyfield to prepare for Mike Tyson. And if everybody remember David Tua, one of the most exciting heavyweights of his time, never became a champion, but everybody knows he's a champ in his own right. They had wars in sparring. I don't know how young you are or how old you are, but everybody that understood the build-up to the fight, Evander Holyfield prepared for Mike Tyson and hired. As a matter of fact, David Tua said a long time ago that he got paid more sparring Evander Holyfield than some of his fights. That means that Evander Holyfield was saying, I'm investing my money. I'm investing for greatness. And ladies and gentlemen, when you invest in greatness, if you're investing to win, you will win. The perfect preparation for Evander Holyfield was to hire David Tua. Hold on. Education. Evander Holyfield and David Tua had a notable sparring session in 1996 to help Holyfield prepare for the first fight against Mike Tyson. The spar is well known for the intensity and the war like nature, with Tua landing powerful shots, including an uppercut that nearly knocked Holyfield head off, and is considered an example of the intense battles that happened in the boxing gym. Do you remember when Mike Tyson landed that uppercut? Oh yeah, that uppercut was landing on Evander Holyfield in sparring, but he got so used to it, it taught him to overcome it, so he won't be overwhelmed. This is David Tua in his prime. Ladies and gentlemen, this was David Tua at his strongest in his prime, coming up in the ranks. That's what great fighters do. Hey, yo, one thing is to fight when you got nothing to lose. It could bring the greatness out of you, right? When you got nothing to lose, we understand that you fight like this way because you got nothing to lose. Sometimes the most dangerous man Sometimes the most dangerous man in the world is the man that got nothing to lose. But the craziest man that you don't, that type of, but the crazy, that shit that you don't understand, that it only takes few human beings to understand why they are who they are. It's one thing about when you got nothing to lose, but when you have everything and you're still hungry, that's abnormal. Forget about that fighter that got nothing to lose. Because I'm going to tell you like this, Terence Crawford's in a win-win situation. Terence Crawford loses to Canelo Alvarez. What was going to be the title? What's going to be his excuse? Hey, I try to dare to be great, man. I'm proud of myself. Proud of my training camp. I try to do the impossible. He already got an excuse in the back pocket. His fans got an excuse for the back pocket. His trainer got an excuse for the back pocket. That's it. It's a win-win situation for Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford doesn't lose respect. Even if he get knocked out in the second round. Like Roberto Duran. Just even if you get knocked out in the third round, just like Thomas Hearns, you don't lose respect. But Canelo Alvarez, if he loses to Terence Crawford, oh, he gonna lose respect. Hey, yo, if y'all think that Canelo Alvarez is top 25 in the history of the sport of boxing, he's gonna move into the top 60 or 70. It's gonna hurt his legacy real bad. People are gonna question everything about Canelo Alvarez, and they're gonna be like, yo, well, what's his special win? It's gonna be a controversial win with Triple G. Well, what about the other one? I think he lost a Lara. I mean, he lost to Mayweather. I mean, he lost to Jamal Charlo. I mean, he was fighting. They're going to nitpick his career. They're gonna be like, oh, Canelo Alvarez just hype. It's gonna be a letdown. But in all actuality, Canelo Alvarez really got nothing to lose as well. That's just for bragging rights. That's just for debate and dialogues in the sport of boxing. But he's going to enter to the Hall of Fame first ballot, just like Bud Crawford's going to enter to the Hall of Fame first ballot. But the abnormal part of fighters is guys like Mayweather. Mayweather got all the money in the world. What keeps you hungry like that? How many times do you hear his sparring partners or people that train with Floyd Mayweather that he trains, he's the hardest worker they ever seen? That's abnormal. When your belly is full and you're still hungry, that's abnormal. It's one thing to go for it when you got nothing to lose. Anybody could do that. Because that's survival mode. That is a survival mode. Anybody could do that. But when you got it all, I'm talking about got it all. You the king. And you still on the front line hunting. See, even kings don't go to war. The kings don't go to war. They send their soldiers to go to war. Kings ain't in the front line no more. But what about that king that be on the front line? Ese tigre loco. Ese tigre loco. When you have everything and you sacrifice, that's when people be like, why are you doing it for? Why are you doing it for? You crazy. See? Manny Pacquiao. Why Manny Pacquiao is fighting? Most of the people in their minds like, why Manny Pacquiao is fighting? You got everything. You got money. You got respect. You got legacy. You're a Hall of Famer. Why you gonna risk your life, your health for what? See, that's the part. That's the crazy part. That's abnormal. And then you see Manny Pacquiao still perform at the level that he performed versus Mario Barrios, still training, still running. And yo, ladies and gentlemen, there's fighters nowadays that don't even run no more. There's fighters nowadays that say, you know what, there's the new science and there's the new science and training, and I don't have to run miles and road work. No, Manny Pacquiao still run his road work. Manny Pacquiao, almost 50 years old. To this day, we see Floyd Mayweather still running. Floyd Mayweather's in better shape than most of these people right now. Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard. Look how Mike Tyson look at 58 years old. There's something about greatness that you don't understand, because greatness is the true abnormality. Why are you still hungry, bro? You got a wife, you got kids, you got your health, you got your faculties, you got money, you got everything. Why would you do this? Canelo Alvarez the same way. Why would you do it? Why did Floyd Mayweather beat Manny Pacquiao? You think Floyd Mayweather was just lollygagging in preparation, or I'm just Floyd Mayweather? No, Floyd Mayweather paga. Floyd Mayweather prepared to the best of his ability to beat Manny Pacquiao. I know some of y'all didn't like the fight, but Let me education. Education. We all know the story. Who's Earl Spence? We all know who Earl Spence is. Southpaw, young, hungry lion, Olympian. We heard the sparring. We heard how Floyd Mayweather said that Earl Spence pushed him to the limit. You think that Mayweather was lollygagging and preparing for Manny Pacquiao? As a matter of fact, put it this way. He just ain't bring Earl Spence. Let's look at the names. This was Floyd Mayweather sparring partners to prepare for Manny Pacquiao. Earl Spence, Zab Judah, former undisputed. Jack Catterall that a lot of people feel that beat the undisputed in Josh Taylor. Chop Courtley. Two former. These are champions. Not at the time, Jack Catterall, but look, this is Floyd Mayweather to prepare for Manny Pacquiao. I'm not playing around. I need world-class fighters. I need the eyes. I need the twitch muscle. I need the strength. I need the size. I need it all. I need the Olympic pedigree. I need a championship pedigree. I need an all-time championship pedigree. I need to have a conversation with these type of fighters. I need to have a conversation with these southpaws. I want the boxer. I want the brawler. I want it all at the highest level. Give it to me. And this is just the four names that he brought. So when anything that Manny Pacquiao does, if he tries to set traps, nah, Zab Judah got me on that. Try to give me that young, hungry bull and power from Earl Spence. If he tries to go to the body, ain't gonna hurt. Jack Catterall, bring me a little bit brawler. They're gonna smother his punch. It's gonna, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna work. Chop Courtley, I got it all covered. Floyd Mayweather had it all covered. Floyd Mayweather don't lollygag. Ladies and gentlemen, who Bud Crawford got in camp? Now, I'm not going to say that he doesn't have it, but this ain't going to help you, my brother. I'm sorry, Bud. Maybe with twitch muscle or maybe with speed, you bringing in Shakur Stevenson to spar you for Canelo Alvarez? That's who you bring it? Now, I'm not going to say, hey, Shakur Stevenson. It works for Shakur Stevenson, though. If you look at the other way around, it works for Shakur Stevenson. And why Shakur Stevenson is one of the best. Let's not forget that Bud Crawford was helping Shakur Stevenson in preparation for his fights. And when we talk about today's boxers right now, of this young generation, who's the sharpest? Who's the guy that we see that, damn, it's going to be very, very hard to outbox him? Shakur Stevenson is one of the most smartest intellect fighters, sharpest fighters, cat-like reflex that we see today in this generation. Who sharpens his tools up? Bud Crawford. See, but the other way around, this is recently right here. That's Shakur Stevenson when he was in preparation for his fights. See, but Bud Crawford is using Shakur Stevenson for the Canelo Alvarez fight. First, Shakur Stevenson is a southpaw. Shakur Stevenson is too small. You walk in there with a tank and Canelo. That's not the preparation you're looking for. That's not the preparation you're looking for, Bud Crawford. These are the type of preparation you should be looking for, like Evander Holyfield and David Tua. Like Floyd Mayweather did in seeking to fight Manny Pacquiao. This ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it. But it works for Shakur Stevenson. It works for Shakur Stevenson. Cause see how big Boots is, right? Pause. Canelo Alvarez is just doing what other great fighters has done. Who did Manny Pacquiao had in training to prepare for Mario Barrios? Who did we see? Emiliano Vargas, Teofimo Lopez, That's what saw Manny Pacquiao, right? Leading up to the Mario Barrios fight, right? Leading up to the Mario Barrios fight, who we see? Who we saw Manny Pacquiao training with? Teofimo. Emiliano Vargas. Prepper, you are as good as your preparation. That's like when you study, when you in school and you study your ass off. So when that test comes in, it's easy. You're gonna pass. It don't matter what Bud Crawford throws at Canelo Alvarez. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. It don't matter what Bud Crawford throws at Canelo. Canelo either gonna eat his punches and spit his broken Everlast gloves out. It don't matter what type of snack he has in his system. Canelo Alvarez gonna beat the snack out of Bud Crawford. He's gonna beat him to the white meat. He's gonna be Canelo Alvarez gonna beat Bud Crawford so much he's gonna be speaking Spanish to Bomac in between the rounds. Canelo Alvarez, if Bud Crawford does what you say he was going to do, that he's not going to fight like William Scorn or like Jamel Charlo, nothing like that. The Bud Crawford is a dog. Canelo Alvarez is going to rip that Yorkie and Chihuahua apart. El León de Canelo Alvarez is going to come out. El León, El Tigre. So he's going to do. I love it when I hear that. I love it. I get an erection when I hear it. That would have fun when people be like, hey, no, Bud Crawford's gonna come with a dog, yo. He's a dog. He's a dog. Nah, he ain't gonna fight like these other niggas. He a dog. Why you gonna see, man? Bud Crawford. Oh, yeah. And what you think Canelo Alvarez is? Estúpido. Who you think Canelo Alvarez is, huh? Who you think Canelo Alvarez is? Eso es lo que me quilla a mí, mi hermano, mi hermana. That's what irks me. I feel, man, like when people try to insult my intelligence, I take that personal, man. A lot of people say, yo, Punch, man, you take certain things personal. I take it personal, bro. When somebody tells me that they telling me in my mind that, yo, you stupid. I'm a like don't insult my intelligence, my brother. Please don't do that to me. Anybody, please, man. We could joke around. We could disagree, but just don't insult my intelligence, bro. Don't do that. Now you look at me like I'm stupid, bro. No, Bud Crawford gonna bring that dog. I'm telling you. And what Canelo is gonna do? He's gonna shy away. He gonna flinch. Oh no, Bud Crawford's gonna bring the dog. He's gonna go for it. I can't. He said, I can't till Bud, so I can come. Yeah. Come back. You better come back. You You can't even tell me how Bud Crawford's going to be Canelo Alvarez. You can't even tell me, real. You can't tell me. It's wishful thinking. Just say it, my brother. You only picking Bud because he's a brother. Just say it. Watch. Bud gonna beat Canelo. How? He's gonna do what Mayweather did? He ain't Mayweather. He's going to scientifically break Bud Crawford down by the ninth and by the 9th and 10th round. Bud Crawford's going to be too slow. He's not going to be moving like that. He's going to get him in the hips. He's going to hit him in the arms. Canelo Alvarez is going to go to the body. Going to break him down to the body. He's going to slow down Bud Crawford. A lot of people want to say that Canelo Alvarez have declined. Bud Crawford moving up to the 154-pound division has declined. He was declining in movement. Reflex. He was getting hit with the right hand. Canelo Alvarez have a nice right cross. Canelo Alvarez know how to scientifically break you down. That's it. Bud Crawford is going to maybe take the first, second round. Bud Crawford is not an overwhelming fighter as well. The reason why Dimitri Bivol was actually successful because Dimitri Bivol actually threw 700 plus punches. The last time we seen Bud Crawford throw so many punches, that's another thing about Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford is not an overwhelming fighter. Either you got to do it with power, strategy, or you got to do it with high volume punching. That was the thing with Dimitri Bivol. 168 was an enigma to throw over 700 punches. That is really unheard of 168 pounders throwing that much. But he needed to overwhelm Canelo Alvarez. Bud Crawford don't throw that much power. I mean, don't throw that much. So what they say in the sport of boxing, you move up, you're going to lose what? Speed. We saw him moving up to 154. We saw that we saw that Bud Crawford was capped right there. So what makes you think out of his last performance that he goes up 2 more weight classes? Then he's going to have to rehydrate. So he's going to transform his body into somebody he's really not to perform versus the best. That's wishful thinking. Now, if you want to have your wishful thinking and stuff like that, be my guest. Prince with the $5 super chat. The first super chat. We've been here for almost an hour. The first super chat of the day. Thank you for respecting my time and my work and my efforts and my energy, my brother. When Crawford takes this L, every Walmart will be looted. Oh, shit. Hey, yo. Good looking out. Tell me how Bud is going to win. I mean, come on. If Floyd could do it. That's what you got? That's all these people got? Anybody? Not because Floyd did it. I mean, you don't really got to have power to be Canelo. I mean, before Floyd Mayweather didn't have power. That's your analysis. They act like Canelo can't box. They act like Canelo Alvarez became Canelo Alvarez because he was knocking out everybody. See, that's my issue with people. Oh, Canelo only got power over Bud Crawford. Oh. Like, people really think that Canelo Alvarez is not an elite technical boxer. Canelo Alvarez is a boxer puncher. He's a counter puncher. He never was this, I'm going to knock everybody out. He didn't get his world titles like that. Did he beat up Trout like that? He beat Lara. Oh, no, Lara won. No, Canelo Alvarez won. Just because the favorite fighter got challenged by an underdog, you always think that if the underdog challenges the favorite fighter, that automatically the underdog wins because he surprised you. No, Canelo Alvarez beat Lara, the Olympian. Canelo Alvarez has faced every style in the book at the highest level, no matter what weight class. Every style from every ethnicity. Canelo Alvarez beat the Russian fighter in Kovalev. Canelo Alvarez beat the best Puerto Rican in Cotto. Canelo Alvarez beat the best Cuban in Lara. Canelo Alvarez beat the best Asian in Triple G, Kazakhstan, Asia. Canelo Alvarez beats black slick fighters, white slick fighters, black American brawlers, veterans, prime fighters, slick UK fighters, brawler UK fighters, Mexican fighters, even Amir Khan, Pakistan, descent from Pakistan, UK fighter. Small, big, tall, strong, skillful, amateur pedigree, Olympic pedigree, world champion, former champion, future Hall of Fame. Lo que sea, Canelo Alvarez le gana. And your boy, Terence Bud Crawford, told Canelo Alvarez that the best guys that he ever beat, was Ricky Burns and Victor Postal. And you tell me how Bud is going to beat Canelo. No. Don't come and say, nah, but you know, Punch, that Earl Spence was the best. No, that's not what Bud Crawford say. I'm going with Bud Crawford say and believe. That's what he said. That's not a narrative. That is not a narrative. That is not a narrative. Bud Crawford feels like Victor Postal and Ricky Burns. And he told that man, he told Canelo Alvarez to his face. Yeah, what about them? Canelo Alvarez, oh my God. Turkey, I'll shake. You really serious about this? I'll take your money. Okay, I'll take your money because you're stupid, Turkey. You're stupid. You don't know who I am. I'm Canelo, motherfucker. All right? Pero tú quieres que yo le gane a ese pendejo. Tú no viste lo que yo le hice a Amir Khan. Tú no viste lo que yo le hice a Charlo. Ese tigre es un león. Pero después de las peleas era miau, 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 miau. $10, $10 in the building. Shout out to Mr. Moonshine. Bud would try to survive. Watch, of course, he's training to survive. He can't train to beat Canelo Alvarez because he ain't going to beat Canelo Alvarez. He going to train to survive. Prince, got sing up ass song. Good looking out. God bless you, vet. God bless you, Prince. Canelo needs to beat him to a pulp to get credit, or else the haters will say he was supposed to win. Facts. Facts, just like they did with the Charlo victory. Jamel Charlo, undisputed, one of my favorite fighters, Jamel Charlo knocked out all the guys that he needs to knock out to become undisputed at 154 in one of the most difficult division and stacked division in the sport of boxing, in which I call the landmine division. Dímelo, Don. Jamel Charlo stopped Castaño, stopped Tony, stopped Jason Rosario. If you look at his resume, and then he went the Lions only. Shout out to Lions only. But versus Canelo Alvarez, that lion. And it's even tough for me to say because y'all already know I respect Jamel Charlo, one of my favorite fighters. And I like his accomplishment, and I don't like the way that people downplay. But he didn't go for the gusto. Let's be honest. A lot of people say that, oh, no, that wasn't a lion. He turned into a cat. Was supposed to be a lion. And Canelo Alvarez turned the lion into meow, 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 I can Bud Crawford go bring the dog. Bud Crawford is a dog. Oh no, Canelo Alvarez is phased. Man, he arguably lost to Majrimov. And you guys are desperately trying to sweep that shit under the rug. How many times, ladies and gentlemen, how many times you seen the Majrimov highlights in the build-up to this fight? Huh? How many times you seen the Majrimov fight with Terence Bud Crawford to the build-up of this fight, ladies and gentlemen? Can you tell me? Any commercials? Anybody in the chat? Have y'all seen the Majrimov? Because that's Bud Crawford's last fight. Prior to Majrimov, he haven't been back in the ring. And he would have been back in the ring in 2 years. When's the last time? Anybody? Anybody in the chat? He said Majrimov had a tricky style. He ain't had a tricky style. Virgil Ortiz ain't had Virgil Ortiz dealt with that easy. And Virgil Ortiz is not even on the pound-for-pound list. So who's better, Virgil Ortiz or Bud Crawford? Who everybody in their mind had was better? Huh? Why wasn't tricky for Virgil? I mean, Bud Crawford is the guy that they say is pound for pound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can flip it around. Why was it tricky for Virgil? David, con los 5 pesos, compra pizza con Coca-Cola, me dice, Punch. How can people watch the fight with Majrimov and really think Bud has some things to truly offer? Because they're mind effing themselves. And that's the sad part about it. They are mind effing themselves. They have wishful thinkings. These guys that are picking Bud Crawford because few things. They're mind effing themselves. They want to see an underdog do something incredible, right? They want to see Bud do something that nobody's done in the sport of boxing, become a 3-division undisputed world champion. They want to see it. Some people just want to see it. It's not even about that they think. They want to see it. right? They hate Canelo, and because Bud Crawford is black. That's it. Those are the only people that's picking Bud is for that. That's it. Because they black and they identify with Terence Bud Crawford, they picking them. Because they hate Canelo, because they want to see something incredible that they never seen, right? And or they mind fucking themselves. They're dumb. They don't know how to look at boxing. That's the only way. That's the only people. I'm sorry. That's the only people that's picking Bud Crawford. Burt in the building. He said, I'm Dominican and I got Bud. Mm-hmm. Yeah, break it down for me. Break it down for me. Break it down. How Bud Crawford's gonna break down Canelo? I'm reading. How is Bud Crawford going to break down Canelo? If you look at even if you look at the punch output, go look, go study, go do. Yeah, I like to do copy box because when I do lives, I do my own copy box. But y'all like to use power because y'all don't want to take my copy box. Y'all think that I'm a drunk with a mic and stuff like that. I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just a YouTuber. Yeah, they said that about Jake Paul. And look at Jake Paul now. But anyway, he said Bud gonna outsmart Canelo like sugar. That's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. You see this? This is the problem. This is how people mind fuck themselves. Because they think that Bud is Sugar Ray Leonard. Ese problema. ¿Tú me entiendes, mi gente? Ese problema de la gente. That they want to put Bud with the Sugar Ray Leonards. Sugar Ray Leonard already beat Hearns and already beat Duran. Sugar Ray Leonard is arguably got the best resume in the history of the sport of boxing. Sugar Ray Leonard got the greatest wins. Top 2, top 3. He's a GOAT. He's a GOAT. He's a GOAT. Terence Bud Crawford. Best wins coming out of his mouth is Victor Postu and Ricky Burns, maldito estúpido. That's your breakdown? He's going to do what Sugar Ray Leonard did at Hagler? Y esto estúpido, hey. You think that we're stupid now? Give me a better breakdown. Give me a breakdown. Scientifically, give me a breakdown. Because let me tell you like this. Bud Crawford don't have the output of Sugar Ray Leonard. Bud Crawford don't have the pedigree, the amateur pedigree, Olympic pedigree, and pro pedigree like Sugar Ray Leonard. Bud Crawford don't have the resume, the experience like Sugar Ray Leonard. Bud Crawford don't got the footwork like Sugar Ray Leonard. Mira este tigre comparing Sugar Ray Leonard con Bud Crawford. That's the disrespect, bro. That's the disrespect that I don't like people comparing. God bless. Remember, Bud got dropped by Mean Machine. How do Bud go and take Canelo Alvarez's power? No, because Bud is Sugar Ray Leonard. Ahora me está diciendo la gente. because Sugar Ray Leonard, because Bud is Sugar Ray Leonard's level now. Yo, these people are drunk, man. They don't even know what to say. Like I said, mind effing themselves. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. You think that Bud got Sugar Ray Leonard's footwork, intellect, output, the combination of power, a combination of speed and power? Usted está loco, mi hermano. Usted está loco. Karate. Bud gonna make 50 million, win, lose, he still wins. ¿Qué me importa a mí? No me importa de eso. Karate Kid. Get all the money. I don't give a fuck if he gets $1 billion. We're not even talking about the money. We know what both fighters are well paid off. Styles said, keep talking. It's gonna be no. I'm gonna keep talking, and you tell me, and you give me another breakdown. Give me a logical breakdown. Give me a logical breakdown, real. Come on now. I'm your friend. Fonzie color the episode. Me dice. Good looking out. God bless you, my brother, with the $10 super chat says, yo, got Canelo winning, fam. If you look at Canelo's career, he always touches up his opponents. Can Crawford hang? Don't think so. Saludos, punch. I don't think so. If Bud Crawford does what they say he's not going to do, or if he does, my fault. What I missed? Let me see if I miss you. My fault. Got you. $5 super chatty patty K. He said Ricky Bums ain't elite. Not no, but seriously, Canelo going to catch Bud with that level change hook. Yeah, all night. Bud was getting tagged by Avanesian. Thank you. See, my brother right here, he studies. Ladies and gentlemen, go back and study that David. Look, I understand that Bud Crawford knocked him out. Go study that David Avanesian fight, round 4 and round 5. Go study that, folks. See, I'm talking to a student of the game. That's a student of the game right there. I know you've been studying. I could tell. Because, see, nobody will bring the David Avanesian fight because automatically they would just say that, yo, but Bud Crawford knocked him out. Study. Bud Crawford be getting tagged with the right hand. What's the kryptonite to the southpaw? What's the kryptonite to the southpaw? He said Canelo too slow. He loads up. Yeah, that's it. You don't know boxing. Let's say you don't know boxing. Nah, he's playing. Nah, he is in his mind. He's too slow now. Tell me what any opponent tells that Canelo Alvarez is slow. Give me one opponent that ever said that Canelo Alvarez is slow. Thank you. Straight right. Thank you. Right. Canelo Alvarez has a good right hand. Rapstar Boxing Now is the voice of the UK. London said, what you say to the fans saying Bud stops Canelo? I say, I will look, Rapstar. I would tell their family and friends that's around these guys that think that Bud stops Canelo to orchestrate an intervention for that particular family member or friend. Have an intervention to get them off the drugs, the fentanyl, the crack, the heroin. Those that say that Bud stops Canelo are on heavy drugs. They're not reliable. They're delusional. They're sick in the mind. That's what it is. So I will first tell their friends and family, yo, let's have an intervention with this personnel before we take them to Bellevue Hospital and the psyche war. You know what I'm saying? Before, let's see, we could get them back into being healthy and being normal again. People that say that Bud stops Canelo is not a normal human being. They have a shot. They have low brain cells. They don't have enough brain cells. Se están yendo ya, la mente son estúpido. Because not even a Bud Crawford lover, not even Turkey I'll Shake Chocolate Thunder, believe that Chocolate Thunder is going to do that. See, that's the crazy. See, right there, that's the craziest prediction. Oh, Bud is going to stop Canelo. The only way that Bud stops Canelo is Canelo Alvarez goes in there with 2 weeks of no sleep. 2 weeks of no sleep. 32 pills of Vicodin. Se metió una manteca straight from Mexico. Puré manteca. That he's already going, he's already looking like this. Right? That's the only way. And maybe he could, maybe but could stop Canelo Alvarez. 36 pills of Vicodin, 2 weeks without sleeping. He's gonna go into the fight 2 weeks without sleeping. He's gonna manage. Manteca de Mexico. La manteca de Mexico. That's the only way he's gonna be. He said, just like Spence, because Canelo Alvarez is Earl Spence. Estúpido. Hey, yo, my brother. I got love for you. You know, I want you to get help. You know what I'm saying? Not for us in the chat, but for you, you know what I'm saying, for you, yourself, your family, the people around you. They need you, my brother. They need you to be healthy out here, man. They need you to be healthy. You feel me? I want you to be healthy. I want you to be the best you. Stop using, man. Don't. It's bad for you. You know what I'm saying? I understood that you needed a little bump to party with the girls, you know, on the weekends and stuff like that. But it led to you losing teeth, losing brain cells, losing jobs and family and friends, losing your dignity and stuff like that. Get back in that horse. I have faith in you, brother. Karate Kid. I can see robbery with Bud. Well, we know that if Bud. Let's play like people like to do, devil's advocate. If Bud wins, he'll retire. Guido in the building. I don't delete nothing, bro. Canelo Alvarez is going to break Crawford. I want to know those that says that Bud Crawford is a dog, what type of dog he's going to bring to Canelo Alvarez. That's where I'm at. See, I think people have gone to the extreme to discredit and devalue Canelo Alvarez's skills and talent, to up Bud Crawford, to make this a 50-50 fight in their mind. Right? They're playing you, and I'm punch run boxing. I'm talking like this because I don't want people to keep insulting your intelligence. Even the betting odds is insulting you. Before the before the beginning, when they was talking about Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford, it was wide. The betting lines was wide. Now it's almost 50-50. How did it get to almost a 50-50? What did Terence Bud Crawford do? What did Canelo Alvarez do? What did Terence Bud Crawford do when they first mentioned that fight and they was doing the betting lines that it was kind of wide? Now it's so close. What did Bud Crawford do? Because they want you to think that this is a 50-50 fight. Netflix wants you to think that this is a 50-50 fight. Turkey wants you to believe that it's a 50-50 fight. Nobody want to question Turkey's imagination. The promo wants you to think that it's a 50-50 fight. Bud Crawford is older than Canelo Alvarez. I know that age shouldn't be when it comes to greatness, age should be relevant, but let's put everything on the hat right now, right? Bud Crawford is going to be 38 years old in September. Bud Crawford already moved up to 154. As we've seen, he slowed down because he moved up. He's older. And when Bomac, after the fight, when they was trying to say, what do you think? I'm paraphrasing. What do you think? What do you think that why Bud Crawford, you know, it was a close fight or whatever? I'm just paraphrasing the question and the answer. Layoff. Bud Crawford is going back into the ring with another year layoff that didn't help him with Majrimov moving up, right? They say scientifically that in boxing that the first thing that goes is speed and reflex, and the last thing that goes out is power, right? So just based off the science of him moving up and already experienced him move up to 154 in which he looked at ordinary versus a 10-0 guy, never beat a world champion, never truly was a champion, never beat a world champion, former world champion. Majrimov hasn't done really much in the pros. So for Bud Crawford, as a pound for pound, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can flip it around, having problems with Majrimov, and we seen Virgil, who's not on the pound for pound list yet, who has not become a world champion yet, who people, if you match up Virgil and analyze Virgil and Bud, if you say intellect, skills, footwork, all that, they will favor Bud. How Virgil Ortiz had a easy time with the tricky Majrimov? How did Virgil Ortiz, the guy that walks into the front door, he walks in through the front door, you know what you're gonna get from Virgil Ortiz. He's not gonna be tricky. He's not gonna switch to southpaw orthodox and stuff like that. And no, if Bud Crawford, because that's the excuse that people like to give Bud Crawford. No, but you gotta understand that, you know what I'm saying? Majrimov was a different fighter. Majrimov was kind of tricky, you know what I'm saying? Majrimov, you know what I mean? You're not really good in the pros, but you look at in the amateurs, Majrimov, these people try to mind F you so much with this Majrimov. And Bud, the reason why Bud struggled with Majrimov is that Majrimov is a tricky fighter. I mean, really, Majrimov, shut the fuck up. Ain't nobody was talking about Majrimov before the Bud Crawford fight. Ain't nobody was talking about, yo, we got to see Majrimov and Jamel Charlo. Ain't nobody was saying that. Everybody was saying, yo, Tim Tszyu and Jamel Charlo. Everybody was bigging up Tim Tszyu in the 154-pound division, other fighters coming up. Ain't nobody was talking about Majrimov. Deja la pendeja, mi gente. Am I right or wrong? Oh, yeah. Are y'all going to allow me to y'all? Or are you going to allow these other channels that y'all support and subscribe to and whatever like that? Shit on y'all. Huh, ladies and gentlemen? How tricky was Majrimov to Virgil Ortiz? Thank you. Brian Castaño, more credible than Majrimov. I believe that he, just like people be like, oh, yeah, I think that Canelo Alvarez lost to Lara. Well, I think that Brian Castaño beat Lara. I think that was a controversial draw. Castaño gave Jamel Charlo a run for his money. Brian Castaño was a champion. Majrimov got robbed against Crawford. I had Majrimov winning by 1 round, but it could have gone either way as well. 115, 113, Bud, because I did give the first round a 10-10 round. I didn't give the first round to nobody. So if it go either way, if you want to give it a Bud, then I could see a 115, 113. I could see a 114, 114. I could see a 115, 113 Majrimov. But if they would have given it to anybody, it will be to Majrimov, in my opinion. Everybody was humble that night. Everybody. Nobody came to my channel and said, yo, I think that Bud and Canelo would be a great fight. Nobody. I still got the, matter of fact. Hold on. But now y'all like, but people out here like to get mind of. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Let me see. Where the Bud fight? Hold on. Okay. That's my live. Let's check the comments. Let's check the comments right now. Let me see how people felt about The initial thought. You're crazy, dude. Watch you more. Oh, it's great to be back. Listen, let me see when they talking about the fight. You also did it. Boots and Virgil. Boots and Virgil beats Bud at 54. Yeah, you crazy. Majrimov fought at 165 as amateur and turned pro at 154 because he can't make it. So that was what Canelo fight would look like. That's what Canelo fight would look like. He wasn't supposed to dominate that bigger guy. It was close. Tim and Virgil knocks out Bud Crawford. Straight propaganda. Let's go to the, I want to see the immediate. We're going to go to the immediate reaction. Let me see. Where is that? Where is that? Okay. The immediate reaction on the live. Can someone please tell who won? That matters. Bud not even top 3 pound for pound. Almost lost to a 9 pro floppy. Canelo's going to call him out and Bud is going to duck him for spin. Bud is not ready for 154. Robbery. 2025. Canelo is too big. Canelo is too big for Bud. Majrimov won. That's crazy. Boots will beat this dude. Robbery. Bud is going to duck Charlo. Canelo would destroy Crawford. I had it a draw. Crawford, just not that guy. Needs to stay at 147. Majrimov wins. Canelo knocks him out. Majrimov will beat Jamel. Mel even ducked him. Bud didn't lose. It wasn't enough to convince a Canelo fight. Was a close fight, though. See, that's fair. That's fair. Look. Robbery. Look. This is immediate. After the Majrimov fight. But all of a sudden, y'all want to get, people want to get, and go to anybody else's channel and go check it out. Canelo puts Bud to sleep. I bet Danny Garcia beats Bud. Look, people used to talking about Danny Garcia fighting Bud. Look. Nope. If I were Bud, I'll have another fight against a high pedigree fighter at this weight. And if it didn't sit well, move your ass back to 147. These are not my comments, folks. This is right after the fight with Majrimov. Canelo ain't had a knockout since Plant. All right. Gifted victory. Draw. Robbery. Punch. Tell me why Bud's tone and demeanor for the Canelo fight changed. I guess Bud is not Superman. The Teofimo and Bud fight makes more sense now for Bud's sake. Look. Crawford lost that fight. It was given to him. It wasn't a robbery. It was a close fight, one that I think Majrimov won. Robbery. Crawford not ready for the big dogs. No more Super Bud. Bud fans smoking that copium. Bud lost. Bud can only fight Spence and the win of Danny Garcia and Lara. Bud was hit big time. Virgil Ortiz beats Majrimov. That guy was right. This proves Crawford would get smoked by Boots. Overwhelming. Overwhelming. So what now? And this is what it is. And I said this a couple of lives ago, that so much time has been given and so many people have been breaking this fight down time after time again, video after video, lives after live. You go to this channel, you go to this channel, you see tape. Remember, Bud hasn't been back in a year. So now to this point, let me tell you the truth. The truth that we talking real boxing out here, right? And also how the human minds think. We've been breaking this fight so long. You're chipping away and giving Bud a chance. You giving Bud a chance because you want to give Bud a chance. You know why you want to give Bud a chance? Because we all know that Bud Crawford is a very, very good, great fighter. So you don't really want to you feel it's a disrespect for you to say that Canelo Alvarez is too much for Bud Crawford. You think it's a disrespect to Terence Bud Crawford if you say that, man, Canelo Alvarez is going to whoop Bud Crawford. But that's the logical. That's the logical. Everything else is wishful thinking. Bud is stopping Canelo. Yo, Canelo Alvarez faced the biggest punchers of this generation. Dude ain't even flinch, bro. Dude ain't even flinch. Canelo Alvarez arguably got the greatest chin in the history of the sport of boxing. Arguably has the greatest chin in 100+ years history in the sport of boxing, Canelo Alvarez. And why? And I say this, yes, Canelo Alvarez got a better chin than Hagler. Ooh, yes, he does. You know why? Because Canelo Alvarez moved up to the division. He actually risk his chin. He put his chin, you know what I'm saying, out there to be taken. Remember, Hagler 160 was bigger than Hearn, bigger than Durant, bigger than Sugar Ray Leonard. Hagler never moved up to test his chin like Canelo Alvarez have tested his chin. That's why Canelo Alvarez's chin is better than Hagler's. Hagler was always the bigger guy, stronger guy. Body was a bull, was cut up, strong. Shout out to Hagler. But when we're talking about chin, he didn't test his chin like Canelo. Canelo Alvarez is battle tested, chin tested, IQ tested. And for the most part, throughout his career, Canelo Alvarez has been passing with flying colors. Canelo Alvarez is Canelo Alvarez because Canelo Alvarez is a masterful boxer, not this knockout artist that y'all try to say that the only way that Canelo beats Bud is by knocking out Bud. Canelo Alvarez could outbox Bud Crawford, and that's what's going to happen. If it goes to a decision, Canelo Alvarez is going to outbox Bud Crawford. Because Canelo Alvarez is going to take everything. He's going to take his legs from Bud. He's going to take the ability to throw overwhelming shots. Bud Crawford's going to be timid to risk it because he's going to get countered. He's going to understand that Canelo Alvarez is just going to be coming forward or just being very, very professional, sticking to his strength and to his strength. Canelo Alvarez is a very smart boxer. Canelo Alvarez is a very smart technical boxer. And leading up to this fight, they trying to mind fuck y'all that Canelo Alvarez ain't nothing but a heavy bag with arms. And that's where you're going to lose. You're losing. You're letting these guys, these guys who's building this fight and promoting this fight, they're disrespecting your intellect. They're mind effing you. If somebody tells you your Bud is gonna do what Mayweather did, slap him. Yo, my man, don't disrespect me, man. I ain't no dumb. I'm a boxer. I'm a hardcore boxer fan, man. I'm a student of the game. Stop trying to push this fairy tale. They want you to be. They want you to be like Peter Pan, and the Lost Boys is telling Peter Pan, "You can fly. Use your imagination, Peter. Use your imagination, Peter." Use your imagination. Bud Crawford's going to beat Canelo. Use your imagination, Peter, so you can fly. Use your imagination. That's what they want you to do. Turkey Out Shake wants you to use your imagination. I'd had a dream. like Martin Luther King, that boy Crawford. In my dream, I had a boy Crawford was fighting Canelo. And then my chocolate thunder beat the cinnamon bun. Canelo. I need to put this fight together. I want my dream to be in the forefront of the sport of boxing. I want the world to experience my dream, my wet dream of my chocolate thunder to be Canelo Alvarez. I'd have their money. I'd have their funds. I would make sure that the world see my dream. I'd put Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. Make sure that Canelo Alvarez fight William Scott, take their belt back, and then present Bud Crawford with their chance to become a 3-division undisputed world champion. I am a genius. That's what he did. And you guys are falling for the wet dream of Turkey Al Sheikh. That's the wet dream of Turkey Al Sheikh. Say in the fight. Say in the fight. Hold my hand, chocolate thunder. Hold my hand. Hold my hand, my chocolate thunder. Hold my hand, chocolate thunder. I'd have a dream. I want you to fight Cinnamon Bun Canelo Alvarez. Let me whisper to you, chocolate thunder. Hold my fucking hand, chocolate thunder, right now. Hold my hand. I'd had a dream that you dismantle, that you beat the crap out of this fucking Irish Mexican motherfucker. What are you doing for me, chocolate thunder? Chocolate thunder, what are you doing for me? Come on. Chocolate thunder, hold my hand, please. And the way that he locks his hand too. He ain't hold his hand. He held like this with the fingers. Hold my hand. Don't fight it. Hold my hand, chocolate thunder. Hold it tight, chocolate thunder. Colonel, what are you going to say? I don't want you to seek Victor counter immediately. I'll go to Victor counter, all right? I don't want you to fight nobody into the Canelo Alvarez fight. Because we want your body to transform into a Terminator. Victor, counter your PED cheat, but I need you for this. All right? My dream depends on it. Do you understand, Victor? All right. I don't want you to go to the lab. I don't want you to create the best performance enhancing drug that you can think of, all right? Do you understand me? I would pay. I don't want you to create the most powerful snack there is. Do you understand me, Victor? Do you? I would send Canelo Alvarez. I'm sorry, I would send Bud Crawford, my chocolate thunder. Do you know him? Yes. Do you know chocolate? You call him what I call him. I'm going to send you chocolate thunder over there. I want you to create the most powerful performance enhancing snacks you could think of. You're a guru. You're a genius, right? I want you to transform my chocolate thunder into the Black Terminator. Do you understand me, Victor? All right? Call me when he's ready. The fight is going to be September 13, all right? All right, Victor. Love you. Protect my chocolate thunder, my friend. And you make sure that when he takes the test, he does not pop. Do you understand? You give him the best undetected snack there is, all right? Good night. He said T-Bud 1000. I'm going to create the greatest performance enhancing snack for Terence, Bud, my chocolate thunder, aka Black Terminator. Black Terminator. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, wait. Let's get the Black Terminator. my punch. Where is my Black Terminator? Hold on. Give me a second. Let me upload this. There you go. There it is. There it is. There he is. Thank you, Victor. Thank you to my favorite friend, Victor. I told you I wanted to transform him into the chocolate thunder. What do we need? I want you to transform him to the Black Panther. I want you to transform him to the Black Terminator. Victor Thunder, I want you to transform my chocolate thunder to the Black Terminator. The Black Terminator. He will beat the cinnamon bun Canelo Alvarez. Mark my words. This is my dream. This is my motherfucking dream. To turn my chocolate thunder into the snackety snack of all snackers. The Black Terminator. But ain't nothing Bud Crawford gonna do. Because Canelo Alvarez is well equipped, intellect, physical ability is going to be coexisting at the highest level. He's more active, he's more stronger, he's better resume, better experience, better wins. War ready, 12-round war ready, got hit with the biggest punches. Ain't nothing but Crawford could do to overwhelm Canelo Alvarez. He's seen it all. He's seen it from veterans, prime fighters, big fighters, fast fighters, small fighters, every ethnicity at the highest level, every skill set, every style, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Russian, Asian, American, UK, Mexican, everything. He's been in the ring with everything. Am I right or wrong? Don't call me a hater. Am I right or am I wrong? Ain't nothing that Bud Crawford got that Canelo Alvarez haven't seen. Is nothing that Bud Crawford got that Canelo Alvarez never seen. And ain't nothing that Bud Crawford got that Canelo Alvarez hasn't felt. There's no power in the bones of Bud Crawford. There's no power that Canelo Alvarez hasn't felt. There's no IQ that Canelo Alvarez hasn't experienced in the ring. But Crawford got nothing more. He ain't smarter than Floyd. He don't throw high volume punches like before. He's not as dangerous as Triple G. Come on now. Come on now. Am I speaking? Is this real? And I'm breaking it down unbiasedly, logically, and objectively? Oh, yo, but Oh, yo, but Canelo got Eddie. Well, Bud Crawford got Victor. Who cares? Level the playing field. If y'all don't want us to bring Snack, we won't bring Eddie. If y'all want to bring Eddie, we'll bring Victor. Doesn't matter. Level the playing field. I got meat, you got snacks. Okay. And yo, but talk about Eddie. Okay, we talk about Eddie. Okay, Canelo got meat and Bud Crawford got snacks. Okay. And who you got? Put it this way: if you say both of them is gonna be clean or both of them gonna be dirty, who you got? All right, we can play that game too. All right, Eddie got me. Victor got the snacks. Who wins? If y'all want to put them both juiced up, let's put them both juiced up. You got the PD cartels and you got the snackers. Fuck out of here, bro. See, to be honest, and people be like, "Oh no, we bring the race into it because everybody because I already see people making this Mexican versus American, Mexican versus black. So let's be Latino versus black. Let's be real, let's be honest. Just keep it real. I don't think there's gonna be casuals that may be picking Canelo because he's Mexican, but I truly think that people are picking Canelo because he's way proven more in terms of his resume, accomplishment, who he's fought, how he beat them, what styles he's fought in the ring with at the highest level. Are you, and some of y'all may not, are you picking Bud? Are you a brother that's picking Bud because he's a brother? Yes or no? Let me see if people are yes or no. Are you picking Bud because you're a brother? Because that's all right. Puerto Ricans pick Puerto Rican fighters. Mexicans sometimes pick Mexican fighters. Cubans pick Cuban fighters. I understand. I just haven't seen a logical breakdown how Bud is going to be Canelo. The only time they talk about Bud is breaking down his skill set. But how is that skill set is going to beat Canelo? Not that Bud Crawford has a good jab. Bud Crawford got a good jab. Bud Crawford could switch. Bud Crawford could show an awkward, unorthodox try to approach. He's athletic. Crawford is strong. Crawford is smart. Okay. Put all that and now put it in front of Canelo. And that's why I don't think people are doing. They're just saying what Bud Crawford could do. That doesn't mean he's going to do all of that to Canelo. Because Canelo was just as smart or smarter because the experience he's had in the ring make him smart. Canelo Alvarez is still active. Canelo Alvarez is still younger. Canelo Alvarez is still bigger. Canelo Alvarez know how to scientifically break you down. Canelo Alvarez is just as a technical boxer as well. Canelo Alvarez IQ, he's very smart. Yo, you know why they say, Canelo Alvarez upper body movement? You know why? Because he doesn't even have to waste too much energy using his leg to miss a punch, to catch a punch, to close the gap, to cut the ring off. With a boxer or a fighter that truly just moving laterally and moving to try to set Canelo Alvarez up, not like William Score, he ran for cover. Canelo Alvarez is going to get you. Canelo Alvarez is going to close the deal. Canelo Alvarez is going to hurt Bud Crawford. He's going to get hit. It's not like, oh my God, Canelo's not going to hit nobody. He's going to get hit. And Bud Crawford is not a defensive whiz. He's going to get hit. You ain't never heard nobody said, Canelo Alvarez didn't have that much power. You ain't never heard none of that. You ain't never heard one opponent say that. He said Canelo has been proven he can't cut off the ring. Just like Caleb Plant, Billy Joe, just like he cut the ring off with Jermell Charlo and hurt him and dropped him, right? And Jermell Charlo know how to, he got good footwork. Jermell Charlo know how to fight off the back foot. But you present when you match him with Canelo, it is different. Listen to the fighters that fought Canelo, bro. Listen to an undisputed world champion. Terence, Jamel Charlo called Canelo Alvarez an ox. Jamel Charlo, pound for pound, undisputed at the time. But then that fight night, you saw Canelo Alvarez wide shoulder. Canelo Alvarez got a Mike Tyson neck. If anybody been to a Canelo Alvarez fight, you seen Canelo Alvarez in person, week of the fight or after the fight. Canelo Alvarez's neck is like, his neck is thick. I'm gonna say right here, right now. I put a poll up and it said, how many chances, right? 100, 50, 75, 0. I give Bud Crawford 0 chance to beat Canelo Alvarez. No, I'm not giving Bud Crawford, but in boxing, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving him a puncher's chance. 0 chance to beat to beat Canelo. I'm giving Crawford 0 chances, not even 1%. Not even 1%. Not even 0.5, not even 0.2, not even 0.1. 0. No chance. The only chance has nothing to do with Crawford, and the only chance is robbery, is corruption. That's the only chance. But in that ring, no chance. No chance. Not one soul could break down how Bud Crawford is going to be Canelo Alvarez, already what Canelo Alvarez has shown you throughout his career. Not one soul. Everything is wishful thinking. Everything is mind fucking. Not even 1%. He said, say 0 rounds worse than 0% win chance. Anybody could win. Anybody could win rounds because that's Canelo Alvarez. What he does the fill out rounds as well. Canelo Alvarez is Canelo Alvarez is smart. I don't know why. That's the part that I haven't heard enough fighters, pundits talk about Canelo Alvarez. His IQ. Because they want you to think that Canelo Alvarez compared to Bud Crawford is a stupid fighter. Ladies and gentlemen, in any breakdown of any champion, former champion, people that's promoting this fight, have you heard anybody talk about how smart Canelo Alvarez is? Have you ever heard anybody talk about Canelo Alvarez's IQ leading up to this fight? Because they're trying to mind fuck y'all. They're trying to diminish Canelo Alvarez to put that this fight is a 50-50 fight. They want you to think that this is a 50-50 fight. They have to diminish Canelo Alvarez. They don't talk about Canelo Alvarez's IQ. They think that that's what I said, that they think leading up to this fight, they're analyzing Canelo Alvarez like he's a heavy bag with 2 arms. No brains, no feet, not true skill set to the match of Bud Crawford. No, Bud Crawford is a way skillful fighter than Canelo. So explain to us, how did Canelo Alvarez reach to beat Canelo Alvarez in his profession? Because he didn't do it by knocking people out. He didn't do it by just being a knockout artist. It wasn't that. Canelo Alvarez ain't even knock out. Canelo Alvarez didn't even knock out Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Because that's the misconception about Canelo Alvarez. That Canelo Alvarez is just this powerful puncher and knockout artist. Canelo Alvarez is not a knockout artist like that. Canelo Alvarez is a scientifically break you down fighter. He scientifically breaks you down. He's a technician in that ring. Maybe because he doesn't look like he got the flair. Maybe because he doesn't look slick. Maybe he doesn't look like he's athletic. Maybe his appearance doesn't look like that guy. But in that ring, oh, that man is un salsero. Canelo Alvarez have shown with his experience, he has shown he is more skillful than Bud Crawford. I don't care what anybody say. Because I go with experience of what he's shown to me. Because Bud Crawford at his best is Victor Postal and Ricky Burns. Oh, but what about he did Earl Spence? I picked Bud Crawford to beat Earl Spence. I never had Earl Spence beating Bud Crawford. That shit was not a surprise. Him winning, I had it. As a matter of fact, shit, I had that Bud Crawford was going to hurt Earl Spence worse than a car accident. That's what I said. That was my prediction. Hold on. Got you right here. Hold on. I got you right here, folks. Hold on. Rather a car than a Bud accident. Bud Crawford dangerous than a car accident. That's, hold on. So y'all won't be, oh, yo, Punch, you're just hating on Bud.
Accident. You listen to me? I'm not playing around when I said this. Yeah, Bud Crawford is just as dangerous as a car accident. You listen to me? Bud Crawford is just as dangerous as a car accident. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this ain't no over-exaggerating. Ladies and gentlemen, boxing is a dangerous sport, and Bud Crawford is a dangerous motherfucking man. People get killed in the ring. People get paralyzed in the ring. People get really, really hurt in the ring. People get blood clots in the ring. And Bud Crawford has the potential to do just that to Earl Spence or any other opponent. So I'm not over-exaggerating.
But of course, in his division, because we wasn't talking no damn Bud versus Canelo. When's the last time Earl Spence got back in the ring? How bad did Bud get beaten by Earl Spence? How bad did Bud beat Earl Spence? Was my prediction right? Earl Spence got back in the ring a year after his car accident that knocked everything out of his teeth, and God bless that have him all effed up. When's the last time we seen Earl Spence back in the ring? Was I right? Spence wasn't the same after the car accident. No. Don't say. Let's not say that. Let's not say that. Earl Spence beat Danny Garcia better than anybody has beat Danny Garcia. Earl Spence stopped Ugas and broke his orbital bone. That's leading up to a Bud fight. I don't. Let's not say that he wasn't the same. Let's not say that, because he beat two highly credible opponents. Two highly credible opponents. Has Earl Spence been back in the ring? The ass whooping that Bud Crawford gave Earl Spence is worse than the car accident, because he still haven't been back in the ring. So for y'all just coming over here thinking that is that don't know Punch Wrong Boxing, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I keep it unbiased, logically, and objectively. I know what I'm watching. I know what I'm watching. Why did I predict that? Why did I predict that? Because I always said that Earl Spence is a very predictable fighter. Very predictable fighter. I used to say that, and Earl Spence, I said that Earl Spence cannot beat guys with the lateral movement of Bud Crawford and Keith Thurman. A lot of people thought that they, in their prime, I always thought that Keith Thurman and Bud Crawford could beat Earl Spence. And I always thought that that it was going to be Bud and Thurman because, and just like Bo Mag, Bernie the Boxer, everybody, go ask. Back in the days, Terence Bud Crawford's team, they always felt that Keith Thurman was a harder fight because he brings those intangibles in the boxing ring. Keith Thurman just not going to stay in front of you. Keith Thurman's not going to come through the front door. He's not going to just stay on the front in a straight line. Keith Thurman know how to work real good off the back foot. Keith Thurman also has switched southpaw. Go check that fight with Emmanuel Lardy. Not Emmanuel Lardy, I'm sorry. Go check that fight with what's his name? The Olympian. Leonard Bundu. When Keith Thurman switched to southpaw and knocked him down. Yeah, remember? Hold on. I'm almost doing another game. Hold on. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Let me see. Let me see. This was the, I think it was the first round he knocked him down. I think it was the first round or the second round. Let me see. Wasn't it the first round that he knocked him down? Okay. Okay. Give me a second. Look at Thurman. He's coming on orthodox stance. Orthodox. Switch to southpaw. Coño, why is it doing that? Hold on. Southpaw. So when I used to argue and debate people about Thurman and Earl Spence, and people used to be like, Bud be switching from orthodox to southpaw. I'm like, yo, Keith Thurman does that too. I ain't never seen no Thurman switch like that, like Bud Crawford. You're not studying. Yo, this is what I do all day, bro. When I'm home, I'm if not with the family and the kids. I watch film. I've been watching film on a daily basis since 11 years old, bro. I could watch film. I could watch old fighters. My favorite fighter, one of my favorite fighters is Henry Hank. Henry Hank. If everybody knows who's Henry Hank, you will see where Roy Jones Jr. got his style from. Really, how these fighters from the Midwest, right? Henry Hank was the man out there in Detroit. He didn't have a bunch of wins because his style was always to show off and stuff, but he was the very flashy guy. People that don't know Henry Hank, he's one of my favorite fighters to study as well. You know, when they say, oh, well, Willie Pep, when was it? What, Willie Pep when people want to talk about the sweet science, oh no, hit and I get hit, and they say, yo, but Willie Pep won a round without throwing punches to justify when other fighters run and things of that nature. Go watch it with them, and then go, how did he knock out his opponent? Willie Pep knocked out his opponent. I think it was the 8th round. The 8th round, he knocked his opponent out. In the end of the day, that's the sweet science, entertainment and hurting, the hurt game. Yeah, he won that round, but he won the fight with a knockout. Go watch. Go study. James Toney, a highly technician boxer. The only thing with James Toney, that James Toney wasn't dedicated to stay in shape. If James Toney was dedicated to stay in shape at all time and be highly professional, James Toney probably could have beaten Roy Jones Jr. Now, when I'm at that time, I think Roy Jones Jr. was too special. But he had the chance to become a better fighter than he was. The difference between James Toney and Roy Jones Jr. was that Roy Jones Jr. just has something that you can't teach. The levels was there. James Toney and Roy Jones Jr. levels is there. It's the same. Their levels is the same. But James Toney don't have what Roy Jones Jr. was blessed with. Freakish speed and power athleticism. The combination of that is still the top. I still have not seen anything put together like Roy Jones Jr. yet. He's the evolution still yet. It's like Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard had a baby. Roy Jones Jr. is still the evolution of speed, power, athleticism coexisting at the highest level. Roy Jones is still, I have not seen anything at his size too better in terms of technique and everything well put together. To be honest, that's the way that I see Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. I see Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson like James Toney and Roy Jones Jr. That around that time, James Toney was pound for pound top 3, the best defensive fighter in the sport of boxing. But Roy Jones Jr. just had that he was blessed with some that speed, power, athleticism, that he's just a special athlete. That's the difference. T.O. just got that special, that mixture, that combination of twitch, muscle, speed, and power. Shakur Stevens is a very, very smart, great fighter. They're in the same level, but T.O. is just going to show, in my opinion, he's the Roy Jones, and Shakur Stevenson is the James Toney. That's no disrespect, right? That's no disrespect to none of them. There's no disrespect to James Toney or Roy Jones Jr. or Teofimo Lopez or Shakur Stevenson. That's how I see Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. Just like that little sparring that they put out there, and even Shakur Stevenson says, we're not doing as much, but that's how high technical look like. But what you saw Teofimo Lopez doing that sparring, jab to the body. Teofimo Lopez Teofimo Lopez is one of those fighters, in my opinion. I think he's the best in the game in closing range and getting out the way like that. Like he's not tall, doesn't got long arms, but he knows how to close that and then come right back out. His athleticism allows him to do that. Teofimo Lopez's athleticism and twitch muscle allows him to do, be a showman, just like Roy Jones Jr., just like how we see Boots Ennis at the time. You know what I'm saying? When T.O. could hit his foot and then land a punch, Shakur Stevenson can't do that. His natural ability won't allow him to do that. Devin Haney can't do that. You know what I'm saying? T.O. could do that because he was gifted with things that you just can't teach. It's like Ryan Garcia is gifted with his left hook or speed, left hook. It don't matter if Ryan Garcia is up, doesn't matter. Ryan Garcia could disguise that left hook, hit you with a body shot like he did Luke Campbell and stuff like that, but he's not special in everything else, in every aspect of his game, but he's special with that left hook. Thank you. T.O.'s signature punch is that body punch from the distance range, that cross guard. He is different. You know why? And the cross guard. Remember, Teofimo Lopez is great with the shoulder roll, know how to catch and shoot, one of the best. And now he doing that crossing guard. He landing hooks off of that shit. Going to the body, landing hooks. So now he's showing you different looks, not only in offense, but in defense. And I think that's was that, in my opinion, just the look. See, Roy Jones Jr., remember that fight? It was so close, but Roy Jones Jr. had to bait him to do something. And then with a speed, boom, 1 second of James Toney. See, he couldn't do that with Roy. He didn't have it, but it was still a close fight. He said Canelo fights nothing but welterweights. Well, that's what people wanted, right? They said that Jamal Charlo was he didn't, and Canelo Alvarez didn't get credit to be Jamal Charlo. What kind of credit he's gonna get for being Bud Crawford? And I don't want to hear that mess. They lying to y'all. They also lying to y'all saying that Jamal Charlo is not Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford and Jamal Charlo was supposed to be what was the interesting fight right after Bud Crawford beat Earl Spence, while Jamal Charlo beat Brian Castano. Bud Crawford was looking at Jamal Charlo after he knocked out Earl Spence. That was the realistic fight. And then people want to mind fuck themselves and thinking that Jamal Charlo is not Bud Crawford. He's not on his level. Come on, stop it. Don't stop saying that. If you look, if Jamal Charlo with Canelo, that ain't gonna be Bud Crawford. No, because you think that Jamal Charlo is what compared to Bud Crawford. They lie to y'all too. They will disrespect and devalue Jamal Charlo just to uplift Bud Crawford, so you could think that a Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez is a fight. That's the problem that I have. And I'm gonna keep on saying I have a problem with people trying to think that we're stupid. They think that me and you are stupid. They think they could sell us something. They think that they could piss on our head and tell us that it's raining. This ain't nothing but a mismatch. This ain't nothing but Turkey out Shake's wet dream. But Canelo Alvarez, he feels disrespected. I know it. His team feels disrespected. How dare y'all, with my resume, what I've done in the sport of boxing, and y'all never gave me credit for being a little guy, that y'all are pushing another little guy. You telling me that you guys was begging me to fight David Benavidez, and now telling me that a fight with Crawford is nearly a 50-50 fight with me? You guys have disrespected Canelo Alvarez, and the Canelo Alvarez is going to show the whole world of boxing a glimpse of y'all disrespect. Canelo Alvarez is going to beat Bud Crawford real bad. And if Bud Crawford does what y'all think he's not going to do in terms of try to survive like Jamal Charlo and William Skull, that he's going to bring that dog, I'm telling y'all, Bud Crawford may not enjoy the fruit of his labor. Bring that dog out. I want to see Bud Crawford do what y'all say he's not going to do. Nah, he ain't going to fight like Jamal. Nah, he ain't going to fight like William Skull. Nah, Bud Crawford is a dog. Go ahead. Fight Canelo just with that little dog spirit that you think he has. Oh, y'all, Canelo, y'all think it. Okay. When's the last time y'all seen Billy Joe Saunders back in the ring as well? Or you think that broken eyes can happen? You think people getting paralyzed can't happen? You think people can't die in the ring? Rest in peace to those fighters in Japan. This fight was made for all the wrong reasons. But I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch. And when Canelo Alvarez beat the crap out of Bud Crawford. Now, Bud Crawford don't, want to survive. I believe that he got the footwork to survive, not to win. But because Canelo Alvarez is just not going to be chasing and running like that. He's not going to waste his time. But if Bud Crawford said is going to do what y'all Bud Crawford fans and say that he's going to stop Canelo, all of that, he's going to have to stand in the middle of that ring, have to duke it out with Canelo. Matter of fact, Bomac might even throw the towel before he even get dangerous because he already banked in that money. Don't be surprised if Bomac throws in the towel Just like Kenny Porter threw in the towel with Sean Porter. You made enough money. That's it. I'm protecting your faculties. I want you to enjoy this money that you got. Everybody thought that was a premature stoppage with Kenny Porter and Sean Porter. Shout out to Kenny Porter and Sean Porter. But there was a lot of people that questioned that. Why he threw that? Damn, man, why he threw that? Man, that's it, man. I want my son to enjoy the fruit of his labor, man. I know what was coming next. It was not going to get better than that. Kenny Porter didn't think it was going to get better than that. But before it got worse, threw in the towel. That's what Bomac is going to do. That's what Bomac is going to do. That's what Bomac is going to do. Bomac is going to throw in the towel before Bud Crawford truly lands into the hospital. Because he's going to be like, Terence Bud Crawford got 7 kids. It's not worth it. You're already in a win-win situation. The fans is going to lose. And I'm afraid that if all that plays out, you know, the worst that it can happen for the sport of boxing is for this fight to be underwhelming because the world is going to be watching. A lot of people are going to be paying for it. It's Netflix. The world is going to be watching. Where boxing is at right now is more niche than it's ever been. The American boxing the American young fighters are fighting in Saudi Arabia. We don't know. Look. Tank is fighting Jake Paul. Devin Haney is fighting in Saudi Arabia. David Benavidez is fighting in Saudi Arabia. Teofimo Lopez, he's not going to fight this year. Shakur Stevens is not going to fight this year again. There's nothing to look forward to. There's nothing to anticipate. There is nothing to anticipate of this era. We don't know if Ryan Garcia is back in the ring. Shout out to Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr., but it's not going to even happen here. A lot of people don't even know who Brian Norman Jr. is. All the hype that we had in America is out. Look, Boots is going to be fighting Lima. Shout out to Fundura. I think Fundura is the highlight of American boxing. It's going to be by the end of the year, he's going to be if he beats Keith Thurman, he's going to be the highlight of American boxing. And hopefully that fight comes to fruition. Virgil Ortiz, Erickson Lubin, great fight. The 154-pound division is my favorite division. It's been one of my favorite divisions since the beginning of the year. I follow the channel. I always say that the 154-pound division is a landmine division, the most difficult division and competitive division in the sport of boxing. The only reason a lot of people didn't want to give the 154-pound division is because the guy that was reigning was Jermell Charlo, a guy that y'all be hating. And y'all never wanted to give the 154-pound division credit. And I was telling y'all for years. I've been saying that in this channel for 6 years. The 154-pound division is the most difficult division in the sport of boxing. Y'all just didn't want to give credit to that division because y'all was hating on Jermell Charlo for whatever reason. Because there's a community out there that hate PBC, so y'all hate the fighters that's linked to PBC, and y'all wasn't giving Jermell Charlo credit at 154. Look at his resume at 154. He cleaned house. The world is going to be watching boxing. And if let's say both fighters, now let's say if both fighters don't show up, underwhelming, boxing's never going to be the same. Boxing is never going to be the same. This is an important event now because they made it an important fight. But now it's an important event. Just to be on the neutral side of things, in terms of who cares about the winning and losing. If they don't show up, if Canelo doesn't show up and knock out Bud Crawford, if Bud Crawford doesn't show up and make it a fight, or try to make it a fight, because it could end in 3 rounds, but people still remember Hearn and Hagler. That was just 3 rounds. That was just 3 rounds. Everybody was talking, I want boxing to be like it used to be. That was only 3 rounds. But people couldn't forget those rounds. It left a long-lasting impression. The Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao was underwhelming. A lot of people left the sport of boxing after that fight. We waited a long time. People was very, very disappointed of the action and that fight. Regardless who won and who lost, boxing lost that night. and it gave boxing a very dark black eye. It hurt boxing a lot. If Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford underwhelms while the world is watching Netflix, boxing will never recover. Mark my words. Boxing will never recover. If you think that boxing is niche right now, if the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez, versus the best American fighter that we have to offer is going up against each other, and they underwhelm like Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather, boxing will never be the same again. Say goodbye to boxing in America. It will have to take somebody highly special that brings, it has to be a Mike Tyson 2.0 to bring, and it got to be in the heavyweight division. It has to be that Mike Tyson 2.0 to bring boxing to the interest level. Watch, mark my words. Mark my words, because there's nothing right now. I'm telling you, there is nothing left to. Only the hardcores of the hardcores is going to pay attention to the boxing. And guess what? The hardcores don't flip the bill. People are going to be watching pillow boxing. People are going to be watching Aiden. What's that guy? Aiden that be having the celebrity matchups. People are going to be, the Jake Paul is going to be the face of boxing. Jake Paul will be the face of boxing. I'm going to say it right now, to put pressure on Canelo and Terence Crawford to perform. Regardless about the wins and losses, to perform for the sake of boxing in America, North America. Jake Paul is the face of boxing right now. Watch. Because at the end of the day, even if Bud wins, he's going to retire. If it's not an overwhelming victory, if it's not Michael Jordan leaving, you know what I'm saying, that type of performance, like, you know, Teofimo Lopez trying to fight 3 guys in one night over there with Aiden. I think that really messed up the momentum with the Shakur and Earl and the Shakur and Tio. Like, Tio tweeted about, you know, like everybody got hyped when he tweeted. He accepted the fight with Shakur Stevenson, but then later on they had a clip of him wanting to fight in an exhibition and stuff like that, which that's why sometimes you got to put something out there and let it rest. Let it simmer. Let it simmer. You know what I'm saying? Let it simmer. Put the Shakur Stevenson and then Shakur Stevenson later tweeted this, and then Chris Maddox said this, and then we see Teofimo Lopez going to Aiden thing and talk about the exhibition. So now the perception is they gonna fight? Is it serious? Or there was this? That's what sometimes you got to put something out there, let it simmer, let the boxing world talk about it. Bud has a shot. Yeah, he's gonna get beaten like he's gonna get beaten. He's gonna feel like he got shot. That's how gonna get beaten. Bud Crawford is going to get beaten by Canelo Alvarez to the point where he think that he got shot. Once Canelo retires, there's nothing except Jake. That's sad. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yo, hey, yo, if you haven't become a member to my channel, yo, become a member. Support my brothers, support my brothers and sisters, man. We working out here. Support the channel, man. Zones, you know, one is $20 a month, the other one is $5 a month. You know what I'm saying? Support your boy. We got Cash App, the line is open. You know what I'm saying? The Cash App line is open. You know, support your boy. We're working out here. We putting work for boxing. No se pongan cheapy. It's Friday. Is it Friday? No, it's Saturday. But around 7 rounds easy. Hey, yo, Buck can't even win 7 rounds versus Canelo Alvarez. If Canelo Alvarez también is in manteca, use manteca and already like this. Buck Crawford is not gonna win no 7 rounds. Bud is driving himself to the hospital. Is Tio from Maloga ducking Shakur? Is it Turkey? Nah, Tio's not ducking no Shakur. Anything that has to do with Teofimo Lopez not taking a potential fight always has to do with business. Teofimo Lopez resume speak for itself. Don't let these haters, these YouTubers and shit lie to you. Like, oh my God, he fumbled 15 million. No, he didn't fumble no 15 million. Matter of fact, his third fight, he was supposed to get that type of money. The deal that he signed a 3-fight deal. Barbosa, the second fight was supposed to be $11 million, and the third fight was supposed to be the winner of Ryan Garcia. Remember, the third fight was supposed to be the winner of Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, or the loser. It was supposed to be Jerome Bruce Ennis versus Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. That's supposed to be the second fight. And in February 2026, the loser and the winner fight. So let's say even if Tio would have lost to Boots, let's say, and Devin would have lost to Ryan, it would have been Devin and Tio third fight, or Ryan and Tio in the third fight, or Boots and Devin in the third fight. That was going to be the deal. That was the deal that he signed for. The reason why Tio called a Turkey dictator is because they tried to dictate that he was not going to get the $11 million in the 11th fight. So, but the thing is, there's a lot of people in the boxing, and even, we have heard Teofimo Lopez complain about his pay. So when people see that $8 million, well, take that $8 million. You never got paid that much. Why you complaining about pay or whatever, or the cut? You never made $80 million. So people are saying that Teofimo Lopez should be subjected to take that $8 million, even though that the term was $11 million. So he has to just take it. Take it or leave it. No, here. Take it or leave it. That's where the dictator thing came from. But that's not what I signed for, bro. So like when I watch when I see the boxing voice talk about it, how much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? If my brother Two-Tone, shout out to Two-Tone, shout out to Ness, right? How about if Two-Tone, who is the co-host of the boxing voice, and Ness says, yo, I'm gonna pay you $20 an hour, or let's say I'm gonna pay you $200 for this episode. We're gonna go live tomorrow. I'm gonna pay you $200, and then no. Put it this way: it's gonna be 3 episodes. I'm gonna pay you $200 per episode. 3 episodes. The next 3 lives, you're gonna co-host with me. I'm gonna give you $200, right? Okay, but in the first episode, I'm gonna give you $100. I'm gonna give you $100. So on the second, it's gonna be, we're gonna chop it up like that. But a matter of fact, $600. But I'm only gonna give you $100 for the first episode, and then I'm gonna give you $200, and then $300 on the third episode. So then, the first episode you do $100. Second episode, I'll give you $50, or here's $150. No, my man. You say you're gonna give me $200. Why you cut short, man? Why you trying to give me $120? No. But in the third fight, I'm gonna give you the rest. You're not even giving me the rest in the second fight, but in the third fight, you're gonna give me the rest. And then the third fight comes in, you have every right to short, because remember, this is boxing. You sign terms, verbal agreement, term agreement, yet you sign contracts at the week of the fight. Two-Tone be like, nah, I ain't fucking with you. Nah. That's not what I signed up for. If you put the situation in your respective lives while you go and do deals, get a car, finance a home or whatever, you can't go back to the dealership and say, you know what, I just want to pay. My car note was $350. You know what I'm saying? I just want to pay $250. What the hell the car dealership is going to say to you? What the hell the bank is going to say? Matter of fact, forget about the dealership. What the bank is going to tell you? If you signed up to finance a car and your car note is $350, and then You tell the bank after a month, I'm going to pay you $250. What they going to tell you? No, pay them $250 to see what happens to your car. What about if you get an apartment? And the deal was for you to pay $1,800 a month. And you tell the landlord, now I'm going to pay you $800. What the landlord going to do to you? So why when it comes to Teofimo Lopez, why don't we hold Turkey Out Sheikh accountable for not doing business right? Not keeping your word, not pay that. He signed up for this. Pay that man what he signed up for. No big deal. You got all the money in the world. No, because everybody in this community never want to hold Turkey Out Sheikh accountable. So Chris Maddock is easy to say, to tweet, oh yeah, but there hasn't been no progression because Teofimo Lopez basically is making it impossible. Let's see how Chris Maddock worded. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see how Chris Maddock worded. Hold on. There has been no progress in talks for Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson fight, and Saudi officials are moving on. Sources told him, Sport Illustrated, there has been frustrations with Lopez throughout the process, I'm told. The focus has shifted to finding another opponent for Stevenson with Lamont Roach, a leading candidate. Why? See, one thing about Teofimo Lopez, and this is why I say, fuck it, don't tell people your business and shit like that, because this is the boxing world. Tio is too transparent with us. But then when he's transparent with us, with the world of boxing, he don't get the benefit of the doubt. The question is, when Turkey Out Sheikh is with the boxing voice, and I know they asked him a question, oh, what happened with the money and stuff like that? And Turkey Out Sheikh says, I don't talk about money. No. You have to talk. You have to talk about it, because that's the reason why Teofimo Lopez is mad. That's the point. Y'all supposed to say, wait, Two-Tone and Ennis supposed to say, but that's the reason why Teofimo Lopez said what he said, because the money that was promised to him, did y'all go against what y'all promised him? Was it right? The money that he said he was going to make, was it right? Then he went through a whole thing. Oh, no, respect my religion, respect my country. No. There's a reaction for every action. Why was it a fallout with you and Tio? Why did he get his $11 million? And that's it. And don't make him look like a fool on your channel and make a whole community look like he's just bitching about anything. No. Because if I shortchange you with any money, you're going to have a problem with me. Am I right or wrong? Anybody in the chat, do you have a problem with anybody shortchanging you? Yes or no? Even it's still, but there's still principle. Even if it's more than whatever. Even if I'm supposed to give you $20, but then I went around and say, nah, here's $10. Would you get mad? Maybe $10 ain't nothing to you, or $20 ain't nothing to you, but it's the principle of it. But it's still $8 million, yo. It's still $8 million. So what about the integrity, the principle of it? People have a problem with people that have integrity and principle. I didn't ask the question if he's a meow. I asked the question, do you respect me if I shortchange you? Yes or no? Or you going to be like, nah, Punch, you my boy. It's all right. Give me $10. But you're not my boy. We're just business partners. Would you be mad if I shortchange you? Yes or no? I mean, $8 million, I'll shortchange, and if you never made, but that's the part where Dave Chappelle never made $50 million. Dave Chappelle never made $50 million before when Comedy Central was trying to give him $50 million and he bounced. He declined that. Amanda Serrano never made $100,000 for the Katie Taylor, the first fight negotiations. And she declined that because she said, "It's nah, you got to pay me more than that." Was she stupid or was she smart? Look at Amanda Serrano now. So for us, it's like, oh, $8 million. But not everybody moves the same way. Not everybody's dictated by every dollar. Not everybody moves like that. Turkey Out Shake is not mad at T.O. because Muslim and religion and country. He never disrespected country and religion. It's because a powerful man like Turkey don't like to listen to the word no. Ain't nobody ever probably spoke to Turkey that way. Because Turkey Out Shake, and ever since he came to the sport of boxing, everybody been kissing his feet. So once somebody doesn't kiss his feet, you see the ego of Turkey Out Shake, just like he played that ego in his tweet with Canelo Alvarez, just like he said what he said about Boots, just like what he said about Tim Tszyu. When people don't kiss his feet, you could see the ego of Turkey Out Shake. I didn't ask a question about excuses or anything like that. If I shortchange you, would you be mad? Yes or no? Heat stick. Would you be mad? Just say yes or no. If I shortchange you, we had a deal, I shortchange you. Would you be mad? Yes or no? That's all if it's no, you won't be mad. Cool. All right. But I know that you a guy that I could fuck over. He said, quit making an excuse. They find Tio, me making an excuse for Tio. No, it's still more than I ever made. Then you could get played by me. I will play this dude like crazy. I will make you feel like a chump. Go clean my motherfucking toilet. Go clean my toilet for $20. Huh? An hour. You probably get that more. You probably could clean my toilet for $20. You probably get less working for McDonald's. A nigga, you have no integrity, my brother. You have no integrity, bro. Because that's the most money you make, you just take it. Tú eres un pendejo, estúpido. Tú eres un pendejo. Fight for yours, bro. Have some respect for yourself. He said, why? I don't know. You said that I'm making an excuse for Tio. I'm not making no excuse for Tio. I've done enough videos saying that he should take the money. But look at it on the other side. I can't tell Tio not to have integrity, bro. That's the difference. I just want to see the fight as a fan. But what you're saying, I don't go to the extreme, my brother. I'm telling you the truth. That's how this whole government takes advantage of the poor. Oh, here, take this. I mean, you get more. You go for a job, and it says that you're applying for this job for $25 an hour. But then when you go to the job, you do the interview, but you know that this job starts at $16 an hour. You're gonna get paid $6. But now I applied this job for $22 an hour. That's not an extreme, bro. It's because it's Tio, so you don't see it that way. That's what I said. If I shortchange you, you say, yeah, it doesn't problem. I'm just saying. Tio said Canelo going to lose, but I think he said it because he's probably want to throw shots at Canelo because the shit that happened with Eddie Reynoso and stuff like that. At some point in your life, you ain't going to be shortchanged. That's what it is. And that's why some people sometimes take a stand, like Amanda Serrano took a stand. But while she took a stand, she was humble within that stance. You know what I'm saying? If this is the number one fight in women boxing history, and is only getting paid $100,000, it's not enough. This could sell out Madison Square Garden, and look what it did. She was right. She held on to her principle and morals. If she would have took that $100,000, she never was gonna reach $1 million. Never. She held out for 2 fights, and she got $1 million in less than a year and a half. She got $1 million from negotiating. Negotiating all the way to 6 digits to $1 million, and then her third fight, I'm sorry, the rematch, she almost made $10 million. And the trilogy, because she bet on herself, because she was not gonna get shortchanged. They was trying to cut her pay. You forgot? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know. Tomorrow we back live again. Talk about it. Shout out to Canelo Alvarez bringing Jerome Boost Ennis into sparring, preparing, sharpening his tools to the best of his ability. I don't think that there is no more. There's not a perfect sparring partner like Boost Ennis to prepare for Jerome for Terence Crawford. This was great by Canelo Alvarez. This was smart by Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is putting his investment in to be great, to stay champion, to stay to stay respected, and stay ready for anything that Bud is coming with. This is how you spend money. Just like Evander Holyfield hired David Tua to prepare for Mike Tyson. Just like Floyd Mayweather hired Earl Spence to prepare for Manny Pacquiao. Zab Judah, Jack Catterall, Chop Corley to prepare for Manny Pacquiao. This is what great fighters do at this level. This is what great fighters do at this level. They pay. They prepare themselves to the best of their ability. He's maxing out. Shout out to Canelo Alvarez. But Crawford, you in trouble. Very, very trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, smash that like button. Love y'all. God bless. And on to the next. Have a great, great night. Rest of your night. Love y'all. God bless. And on to the next.